making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a huge inheritance. But a phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard for a new one on us. Just trade in any phone from our top brands with select unlimited plans. $829.99 purchase with new smartphone line on select unlimited plans. Minimum $90 per month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Less $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Trade-in terms apply. Payoff phone requires smartphone purchase and port-in with new smartphone line on select plan. Must provide most recent bill showing payoff amount of eligible phone. Additional terms apply.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Cap.
A little sabor. And we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Cap is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse. Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger.
Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back of Dayton.
You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Cap.
God, I'm going to melt you.
Beep-ba-da-boop.
Yeah.
Do-ba-da-ba. Beto Duran's in the house. Beep-ba-da-boop. Oh, DeAndre celebrating his Eagles.
Yeah, he got that E-L-G-L-E-S. Go Birds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go Birds.
Luka's going to play today.
Luka, Go Birds. Yeah. Oh, he even got on the goggles today, boy. I'll tell you what.
Man,
he's feeling himself.
Honestly, I'm glad the game was a blowout because I just needed to, rest on this flight that I was watching it on.
Oh, yeah?
I needed to just, try to take a nap if I could. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate your Eagles making this the least interesting Super Bowl I've seen since, 2013 when the Broncos got smashed by the Seahawks in New York? Was that 14? 14.
Yeah.
14 game. Yeah.
You know, it's funny you say that. I hear that from everybody that it was a boring game, and I understand why people say that.
Oh, I tuned it out. I literally turned it off.
Yeah, when you're down 24-0 at half, people are like, well, okay, we've got the halftime show coming up. That ought to be
I watched
interesting.
that.
Yep. And then, tell me this. Just everybody tell me this. Did you not think, though, even at 24-0, that Kansas City would make a run at it? That
right.
They would make it a competitive
sure,
game?
But then it was 34-0 or whatever the hell, and that's when I was like, all right, I'm out.
Well, it was that first series of the second half. Kansas City had deferred. They were going to take the ball in the second half.
Yeah.
They're down 24-0. They get the ball to start the second half, and they can't do anything with it. Nothing has changed. That Philadelphia front four of their defense, and everybody's heard the stat by now, that they never once blitzed. They didn't need to blitz to put pressure on Mahomes. And for as many years as we've seen Mahomes pull these spectacular, escapable runs, he couldn't do anything. I've never seen, and listen, if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan and you've watched every game and every play of Patrick Mahomes' career, you may feel differently, but here's my feeling. I've never seen him play worse. And it's not because he was so bad. It was because Philadelphia was so good that made him play that poorly. The pick six that he threw to DeJean, and then the terrible, terrible throw across the middle. But then later in the game, in the third quarter, when he got strip sacked and then got hit in the face.
Jalen Carter.
You just don't see Mahomes getting hit quite like that.
So I was talking to somebody who I didn't tell him I would talk about this on the air, so I don't want to say who, but I was talking to somebody who played in the NFL.
Okay.
And I was like, what was this thing? They weren't blitzing, whatever. And he said, well, yes and no. They weren't blitzing in the traditional sense, but there were at least 3 to 5 times where they were dropping 8 in coverage. You didn't know who was coming. Sometimes a lineman would drop and they'd send another guy. So it was 3 or 4 coming towards the quarterback, but he didn't know where they were coming from. And the Chiefs were in this 6-man protection because they were expecting the heat the whole game. And then what happened was they didn't have enough guys out there, and they're being blanketed out there by 7, 8 guys. Right. So it really just threw them off. And the fact that they didn't even move the pocket until the second half was kind of strange. Andy Reid got completely outcoached in that game. There is no question about that. Spagnuolo less so, I would say, because the reality is the defense really didn't do that poorly. The defense, well, I mean, you had the Cooper DeJean interception return, and then the second interception was right there at the 10-yard line or something.
Right.
So they really only gave up 10 points on defense, the Chiefs, in that first half.
But, you say that Andy Reid was out-coached.
Oh, he got manhandled.
And listen, everybody can
motorboated.
Hey, I'm glad you finally came around to the right phraseology.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, to me, you could sit here and you could analyze the game, and we could say this coach outcoached that coach. To me, honestly, it really just came down to this. Philadelphia's offensive line and defensive lines were better.
Oh, no,
and
way better.
Way, and listen, it's not
by
like...
the way, forget that. Philadelphia was we talked about this during the season. They were the best roster top to bottom all year.
No doubt. And from a defensive line perspective, when you can put that much pressure and get Patrick Mahomes to move and still get him down, when you have that sort of a defensive front, that to me is where you win the game. And there was no Saquon Barkley home run.
No. They stopped. They did everything they could to stop him.
And it was a smart game plan because you're like, okay, we're not going to have Saquon Barkley rush for 200 yards on us, but we're going to have Jalen Hurts prove to the world that he can beat us, which we don't think he can. And guess what? He could.
But, I mean, he kind of almost beat them the last time, too.
That's exactly right.
So,
he outplayed Mahomes the first time.
Yeah. All right, enough of us. DeAndre, how did you see the game? How did you react afterwards? This is your squad.
As an Eagles fan, right. Oh, look at him. Oh, wow.
DeAndre's side.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
I mean, you didn't text until your first text was like late in the third quarter to the group text, and I knew that you weren't going to text because you were in it. But you finally text belt to ass late, almost at the end of the third quarter, basically.
Look, man, when the score was 24-0, everyone was texting me, tweeting at me, game is in the fridge. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Eagles are Super Bowl champs. I'm telling you. Good, I said, look, I know how capable Patrick Mahomes is. This Chiefs team is. They're coming back from a 24-0 deficit or something like that. But let me tell you something. The Eagles did not let their foot off the gas throughout that whole entire game, and it was a great sign to see. The defense was outstanding, and that's what separates this Super Bowl from 2 years ago, is that the defense was giving up points, and the Eagles were trading a lot back and forth. This time they were able to get stops and get multiple stops, and the Eagles were able to capitalize when they were getting turnovers. Jalen Hurts, they went out there, they said, hey, look, we want Jalen Hurts to beat you guys. He did. Threw a touchdown pass to A.J. Brown, threw that play-action pass to Devontae Smith. The first pass threw one to Jahan Dotson on the right side. Obviously, his knee was short, and they had to do the tush push. But this was an all-around team performance, and you can't single out any single body but just a team win. And that's what the Eagles went out there and did.
Yeah, and that's why on Friday when we made our picks, I said to you, the difference between 2 years ago and right now, you have Saquon Barkley on the offensive side, and you've got Jalen Carter on the defensive side, and those two players are the reason that I think Kansas City is going to lose this game. I will just say this, though. You said belt to ass.
That's right.
Now, George, when someone uses that sort of phrase, belt to ass, that tells me that you've received said belt to said ass on multiple occasions. Because I don't think you use that phrase unless you've been on the receiving end. Do I have that right or wrong, DeAndre?
Yeah, in a sense you do, yeah.
You took that belt, huh?
Yeah, I took that belt.
Mom and dad, or just dad? Or just mom?
Just, it goes both sides.
Oh, really? Mom and dad, whip that ass, boy.
Yeah,
tell you right now, put that belt to ass. Now, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but when I was a kid, I took a lot of belts to the ass.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, that would be shocking if you didn't. To be honest.
Lot.
I would actually be disappointed in Charlie if you didn't.
Right, and I mean a lot, dude. Okay, and one time, my dad was like, that's it, belt. And my dad starts taking off his belt. Once my dad started taking off his belt, I immediately, Pavlov's dog, I start crying. I mean, crying immediately because I know what's coming, and it's going to hurt real bad. Because it isn't just belt to, your pants. It is pull down your pants, and you are getting belt to skin. So my dad, he pulled his belt off, and I was about 6 years old, and I pretty much had enough about this belt. And I said, okay. I said, you're going to smack me with that belt? I'm going to smack you with my belt. My dad said, okay, tough guy. So my dad laid down on the ground, pulled his pants down, and I took this belt that I had, and I freaking whipped his ass. Smack! And he lost his breath, dude. He lost his breath. He had no idea what was coming. And then I thought, well, take it easy on me, Dad. Why don't you, And I was bawling and crying before he ever got to me, and he put one on me, man. And I took a lot of belts to ass. George, you take a belt to the ass?
No, I got smacked in the head.
Oh, in the head.
Yeah. Just like mom. Just
whack. Backhand?
Yeah. Front hand, backhand.
Really?
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other violence?
Well, I've told the story many times where she hit me with a broom once.
Oh, really? Where'd she hit you with that?
In the face.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Which part of the broom?
The top part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
bristled.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
My mom used to like to use a wooden spoon.
Okay, the wooden spoon?
Yeah, wooden spoon is like that's very much a white Anglo-Saxon thing.
Yeah, really?
My mother-in-law used to do the wooden spoon, too.
She would put it in her mouth and chase us around the house because we would run around until I get away from her, and she would put it in her mouth and, chase us. It was very funny.
Now, had anybody ever had their mother stick them in an oven?
What?
Yeah, because when I was really
I'm
little,
not even going
my
there,
mom
bro.
was like, I'm going to
Yeah.
throw you in the oven. I'm like, oh, hold on. No, she never really did.
That's
But I'll
different.
tell you what she did do. That was, you talk about belt to ass. Here's my mom, the worst ever, was when my mother used to always say to me, I will sew your mouth shut.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that.
And, dude, my mother had me sit in between her legs, and she was up on top of me, and she grabbed my lips, and she had like a needle and a thread, and she was trying to stick the needle in my lips to sew my mouth shut.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to take pepper.
I mean, that's kind of what Philly did. Their defense did to the Chiefs.
Oh, big time.
Belt to ass.
Oh, yeah, right. Dude, my mom would put pepper in my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay? And then the worst ever. The worst is when your mother puts you in a headlock, takes you into the shower, and sticks a bar of Coast deodorant soap in your mouth.
Yeah.
Because those were bars of soap.
Yeah.
This isn't like today where you have this liquid soap. You kids don't understand. A bar of soap. You know where that bar of soap had been?
Oh, a lot of places.
Got a lot of torture,
Dude, I was abused.
Yeah.
I got my mouth washed
Statute
out.
of limitations.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah,
I got
there's
my
nothing I
mouth
can do
washed
about
out
it
with
now.
soap one time, and I never swore in front of my mom again.
Well, that's because my mom would use that bar of soap, to clean her body, and the next thing you know, it's in my mouth.
No. I mean, we could have just left it at there was a lot of places.
Well, I didn't give you the description of what was on the bar of soap.
No, please don't.
Anyway, belt to ass is exactly right.
Yeah. All right. Belt to ass. Let's get more into the Super Bowl. Let's get into Luka's debut. But first, tell us about your friends at Real Father's Rights.
I would love to. A couple of things that I want to bring to your attention when it comes to Real Father's Rights. Number one, we have a brand new website. RFR, Real Father's Rights, RFR710.com. This is an exclusive website just for 710 listeners. And we also have a dedicated phone line. It's 833-ESPN-710, 833-ESPN-710. Now let me talk about why you, the fellas out there, need to call my guy Mark Real at Real Father's Rights. More often than not, the legal system unfairly favors the mother, the female, in custody disputes. Ladies, I know you're out there. This is not an opinion, okay? This is a statistical fact. Real Father's Rights is here to help the dads out there fight for their rights. Because, guys, you need to be in your kids' lives, and your kids need you to be in their lives. If you're a dad and you are feeling sidelined in your child's life, you got to get the justice you deserve. That's where the father's rights attorney, Real Father's Rights, comes into play. Child custody, child support, divorce, domestic violence, restraining orders, and whether you're in L.A., O.C., Inland Empire, San Diego, we can help. 833-ESPN-710, our new website, RFR, like Real Father's Rights, RFR710.com.
Some of the biggest names in NBA history played for the purple and gold.
Chamberlain, West, Kareem, Magic, Kobe, Shaq, LeBron.
And now, Luka.
The Lakers play on 710 ESPN.
The Lake Show is back in the hunt for their 18th title.
Getting to play for the Lakers, and everybody can say that. And many, many legends pass here, many, many championships. So that's my goal.
Live the excitement of the purple and gold right here.
Right here on 710 ESPN.
Ticket Thursday alert. Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, Billy Strings, and Sierra Hull. All live at the Hollywood Bowl for the Outlaw Music Festival on May 16th. Tickets are on sale now, but you can win yours right here. This Ticket Thursday on ESPN LA, we're hooking up listeners with 4 pairs of tickets to see these legendary artists take the stage. Tune in Thursday for your cue to call and win. The Outlaw Music Festival, May 16th. Willie, Dylan, Billy Strings, Sierra Hull. Presented by Live Nation. Don't miss it.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gat today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergat.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergat.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game, avnergat.com.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, crowd rocking for Rotolo Chevrolet's top hitter, Mike Capozio. He's facing off with the Bulldog, and these two have quite the history. Here's the pitch. Oh, he got all of it. That ball is out of here like a red Corvette, and it's going, and going, and going.
Yes! Dad, are you having that dream again?
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
This February, the Genesis Invitational heads to Torrey Pines in San Diego. Be there when moments become legendary. The roars echo through the trees, and champions rise. The Genesis Invitational welcomes the world's best golfers, including Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, and more, to Torrey Pines February 13th through 16th for the Genesis Invitational. This is where legends are made. Get your tickets today at genesisinvitational.com.
This ESPN Radio Black History Month moment is brought to you by National University.
Jackie Robinson began his career with the Brooklyn Dodgers on April 15, 1947. He was the first African-American player in Major League Baseball, winner of the first Rookie of the Year award. He was named MVP 2 years later. He was elected into the Hall of Fame in 1962. In April of 1997, his number was retired permanently throughout Major League Baseball.
Built for the dreamers and doers and history makers. Start your journey at nu.edu.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, yeah. Little red Corvette, Cappy. You know what they say about Corvettes?
Tell me.
Midlife crisis.
Oh, I'm about to get one. Oh, yeah. I haven't, ordered it, and I'm not, financially in a space where I'm going to get a new Corvette yet.
Yeah. By the way, this released this single yesterday in 1983.
But I've always wanted a Corvette. Always wanted a Corvette. I love American muscle cars. And now there's a super cool blue color. It's like a mix between a sky blue and a baby blue and a Carolina blue, which I love. I actually wanted the most obnoxious bright yellow Corvette you could have. But again, haven't gotten there yet. So I guess I haven't had my midlife crisis. I guess. I don't know. Although I will say one thing real quick. Mm-hmm. So on Saturday night, I got home, after the Super Bowl week. I got back, and my girlfriend had asked me if I could get her tickets to a Prince tribute band on Saturday night.
Okay.
And she told me that her and all of her girlfriends were going. I'm like, oh, then I don't want to go. It's cool. Why don't you just take one of your girlfriends, use my ticket? So she goes to this Prince tribute band, and the guy who's playing Prince he looks like Lenny Kravitz. I mean, he's ripped, shredded.
Yeah.
Guy looks great.
Yeah.
So she comes back after the concert, and I hit this little indica sleeping vape thing
and
that I got.
Knocked out.
Passed out cold.
Right.
She is trying to wake me up because the dude who's playing Prince got her all fired up.
Oh.
Okay.
And you were out.
Out. Could not be moved. I was humiliated. I was the next day she's like, I can't believe it. I was doing everything I could do to get your attention. I was trying to turn you over. I couldn't get you to turn over. And I'm like, that is embarrassing. When your lady comes home after getting fired up, watching some hot dude on stage, and she wants some action, and you're unable to even wake up, that's embarrassing.
That's a tough job for you.
That is
tough
embarrassing.
Should have had a Corvette.
Yeah. Or I shouldn't have hit that indica.
Yeah, probably. I thought you said you were off the indica.
Well, I have been, but then all of a sudden I got this new product somebody recommended, and it just knocks you out, puts you to sleep.
Cappy,
talk to me.
You watched the Super Bowl broadcast. I know you texted me actually from the plane during my broadcast.
Yes,
What did
I
you
did.
You texted me about the report I did.
Yeah. Okay. So you were doing the game,
and I shouted out ESPN LA.
So wait, it was Saturday. I'm trying to remember.
We did the
game.
Pacers game Saturday afternoon.
Oh, right. It was the Pacers-Laker game on Saturday. I'm on a flight.
Right.
I'm watching it, and they come over to George. They say, let's go over to George. And George says, "Hey guys, LA is super stoked on Luka, and this is what you said. I'm paraphrasing, but you said, I do a daily talk radio show here on ESPN LA 710. Yeah. And you said, like, the fans are, I'm trying to remember how you phrased it, but
over the moon or something like that.
It was
overjoyed.
Whatever it was. And I text you, I'm like, good report. Yeah. You were inches.
I almost said it.
Inches.
Almost said Sedano
saying,
and Cap.
My show every day on ESPN LA, Sedano and Cap. Yeah. Like, you chose
I should have just kept going. You
chose not to mention the name of the show.
I should have just kept going.
I mean, it was gratuitous enough to mention the radio station, which I love.
At that point, right.
Let it go, bro. Yeah. Let it go. You were so close to mentioning the name of the show on the broadcast.
Yeah. I could have. I thought about it. It was in my head. Like, because, you've done that job. So it's like, am I going too long? Do I need to wrap? Like,
am I being too self-serving?
Right. Well, you only have about 30 to 45 seconds, right? So, like, you don't want to miss any action. So, I was just like, I figured I can cut Sedano and Cap out and just keep it shorter.
My son, who is a very astute listener, grew up, obviously, around this industry. Yeah. My son said to me today, he goes, Dad, I'm going to tell you something. He goes, I think Sedano is great at sidelines in NBA games. Yeah. He goes, I really, really think he's great. And
that's very nice of him.
It was a very sweet thing of him. Yeah. He was kind of getting at, if I'm being honest, he was kind of pushing me like, how much longer is Sedano going to do Sedano and Cap? He goes, this freaking guy is everywhere. He goes, he is unstoppable. Yeah. He is at every NBA game that there is played.
So I ran into my boss on NBA yesterday at the Hubie Brown game. And because I was doing the radio, I did it with Kalena Azubuike, who does the Warriors TV. He did the game with me. And look, I was just very happy to be there because I wanted to see Hubie. I don't know if I'm going to see him again. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's 91 years old. He's not going to do any more games. So, when am I going to be in Atlanta to see him? So I wanted to see him. He was stunned that I was there. He's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm doing the radio. I said I wouldn't miss it. When they offered me the opportunity, I knew this would be your game, so I wanted to see you. So I sat with him for a little bit. It was great to catch up with him. He was like asking me questions. I'm like, enough of me. Like, let's talk about you and like what's going on. Who was here. His whole family was there as well. It was a wonderful, beautiful tribute. I don't know if you saw any of it. It was, look, I feel like, and I know this will sound self-serving because company, blah, blah, blah. Man, when we put forth the effort to really make something special, I think we do it as well as anybody. And I give the Bucks a lot of credit because they did a lot of stuff in the arena too. But, I mean, dude, the referees came over and gave him the game ball. All these players, Joel Embiid, Damian Lillard, all these guys were coming up to him. I mean, he taught so many people the game that I felt like I needed to be there for it. We had a cool stat on the broadcast. I saw it on TV and we used it on the radio broadcast. Hubie Brown, okay, has been in the league since he was 24 years old. He's 91.
Wow.
So 80% of players in NBA history, he's either coached, coached against, or broadcasted. 80% of the entire sport. Okay, that's an insane number that will never be surpassed again.
No, because most people don't live to 91, let alone be able to call a broadcast at 91
be that
years
sharp
old.
At 91.
So, okay, let me just do this.
So anyway, my boss says to me, I introduced him to Kalena, and he's like, yeah, I know your work, man. And he's like, yeah, I'm here with, doing the game with George. He's like, this guy, he's everywhere.
This
and I'm
freaking guy.
I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm everywhere because you want me everywhere.
Right. You guys keep pushing him around everywhere. Like, I want a little bit more, I want more Sedano time. You guys are taking him from me. Hubie Brown, real quick, we'll get back to the Super Bowl, but Hubie Brown. So for me, I've only known Hubie Brown my entire life as a basketball broadcaster.
Right. Well, he was a coach 3 different stints.
Okay, let me hear.
Eatlanta was his first stint. The Knicks.
Okay, right. What year do you think the Knicks was? My gosh.
Oh, in the early 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where else did he coach?
And then Memphis. He coached Pau Gasol.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, I always looked at Hubie Brown, and you tell me, I mean, 91 years old, I don't know, I didn't get to see a lot of it on TV.
Yeah.
But, I always loved his hair. Yeah. I always loved that curly.
Yeah, he had the big curly hair.
The big old fro.
Yeah. Big curly hair. And, so it's so funny, like, when he coached Memphis, he won the Coach of the Year. Like, that team was a disaster when he got there. So him and Jerry West get there around the same time. And
wow, so this has got to be
when they traded, right, shortly before they traded Pau.
So
it was early 2000s.
Oh, early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Okay, wow. So
early to mid 2000s.
Right. So he was 70 something.
Right. So he gets that was. I mean, he was brought out of the booth to coach that team, and it was Pau Gasol, Shane Battier, Jason Williams, White Chocolate, Mike Miller, like a bunch of really good young players at that time. I mean, J. Will had already been around for a minute, but it was funny. Like, I asked him one time. I said, "How did you and J. Will get along?" Because everyone assumed like Jason Williams, freewheeler, didn't like to be coached per se, and he's like, "We loved each other." And it's funny. You talk to J. Will, and he has nothing but great things to say about Hubie. Mike Miller told me the greatest Hubie story ever about like what a tough guy he was. So it was 2004. 3 or 4. Lakers had Gary Payton, Karl Malone, and Shaq and Kobe and those guys. So he's jawing back and forth with Gary Payton. And he's like they're giving each other the business during the game. And Gary says, "I'll meet you out after the game, old man." And he's like, "Let's do it." So after the game, he's walking to the bus. Gary Payton's there. He's like, "What you gonna do now, old man?" And he says, Mike Miller says that he walked up to Gary Payton and he says, "Let me tell you something. I hope you brought your lunch pail, Jack, because I ain't backing down from nobody." And they got into each other's faces in the back.
Hubie did.
Yes, with Gary Payton.
Hubie's like 70-something.
Yes. And then they get separated. Hubie gets on the bus, and he tells the team, "Don't ever back down from anybody."
Nice.
And he says that those guys were like, "We can never not fight for this guy."
Yeah, that's hilarious. I'm trying to remember, who was it in boxing when Larry Merchant told, who was the fighter that Larry Merchant, working for HBO Sports, "If I were 25 years younger, I'd kick your
Floyd
ass."
Mayweather, right?
Was it Floyd? I think it was Floyd.
That's Floyd Mayweather.
"If I was 25 years younger, I'd kick your ass." Yeah. But in the meantime, Hubie was like, "I don't care. I'm 70-something. And if Gary Payton beats me up," I mean, nobody really expected me to win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So anyway.
I mean, he's like all of a sudden, like, what was the guy's name? Zimmer? Was it Don Zimmer?
Don Zimmer and Pedro Martinez.
Right, and Pedro threw it down by that giant bowling ball head of his.
Yeah. So anyway, it was great to see him. I was super happy for him, and I thought we did a fantastic job. I watched a lot of the end of the game, because I couldn't watch. Obviously, I was doing the game. So yeah, it was great. It was really, really great. So it was great to be there. And then I got tonight's game, so it'll be fun.
What's the boss?
3 games in 3 days.
What's the guy's name for ESPN? That's the boss.
The boss of NBA.
Yeah.
Tim Corrigan.
Tim Corrigan,
who's been producing the finals for the last 20 years.
All right, I'm going to email him right now.
Why is that?
Because, for him to say, "Hey, Sedano is everywhere." Hey, bro, I'll tell you where he's not. Right here.
I am here.
Not enough for me.
What are you talking about? I'm literally doing the show for an hour on the road every time I'm on the road.
I need more Sedano time.
Yeah.
And
I'm here, exactly.
I'm here. I'm going to send Tim Corrigan an email right now.
Don't do that.
"Dear Tim.
Yeah.
I want more Sedano. You're taking my boyfriend from me."
He's like, "Don't you dare.
Get out."
I'm going to reply all to Tim Corrigan.
Yeah, don't do that. Anyway, all right, Cappy, let's get into the Super Bowl a little bit more. Let's get into Luka's debut. All right, because Tim
Corrigan?
Dave McMiniman is going to join us at 4 o'clock.
McMiniman.
yeah, Dave McMiniman.
Love McMiniman. Loved his piece today. Amazing
I read
piece.
it. Yeah,
on
fantastic.
ESPN.com today. If you haven't read it by now,
you have to.
You should read it.
It is the blow-by-blow of the Lakers situation the last couple of days.
You should read it before he comes on the air.
Yeah, like it'll take you that long because it's a long read. It's a 15-minute read for sure. Oh, look at Trudell.
Wow, sharp.
He looks like you like the CEO of Century 21. I like that. LAX changes are arriving daily to reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the traveler experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding. Who doesn't want to get to their flight faster? And a new facility will soon have all major rental car brands under one roof when your friends and family come to visit. And in the future, if you're local, you don't even need a car to get to LAX. The People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. So you can take the Metro to the Century Station, and then the People Mover train will pick you up right there and take you to your terminal. For more information, check out their website. That's flylax.com. Flylax.com.
And it's a Michelob Ultra Reaction Monday. We react thanks to Michelob Ultra. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
After 30 years and more than 20,000 transactions, Seller's Advantage knows how to get you more for your home.
No agent fees, no commissions, just an as-is cash offer.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com.
This is our normal reaction to Laker basketball. We just forgot for a while.
years. Usually you watch this team and have a level of excitement. It's fun to watch them. It used to be fun to watch them. The last couple years,
it's been a minute.
It's been a minute that we forgot how to really appreciate what we're seeing. And that's the thing. Are you going to go ahead and put a ring on it? But, are you going to trust what you're seeing is not just the fluke, not just the streak? Or is this what this team is?
I'm starting to think it might be what they are.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit NormandLegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit NormandLegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
This Black History Month, National University honors those who have broken barriers and paved the way for future generations. If you're a parent and a professional, a dreamer and a doer, NU is here to support you with flexible online classes and career-focused resources, so you can earn your degree while balancing work, family, and everything in between. Visit nu.edu to learn more. That's nu.edu.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Really? Oh, my B.
Yeah.
My B.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
Taking no prisoners, taking no shorts. Drinking with the metal of a couple of forts. While we're hearing that boom.
All right, Trudell's in the house, Beto's in the house, Sedano and Cap with you here. We're getting you ready for Luka's debut. Dave McMiniman is going to join us in about 10 minutes or so. McMiniman. Great McMiniman story today. I'm glad you read it, Cappy. I didn't even have to tell you.
No, it was really good.
We didn't even put it in the group text.
Well, it was pretty funny because I sent a text to everybody going, hey, can we get McMiniman on today?
And Lindsay's like, yeah, he's already coming up.
Lindsay's like, who wants to tell him? And she's like, okay, Cap, you didn't read my
tell
email.
what?
Yeah, you didn't read the email.
Yeah, I didn't read the email. Had not read the email.
This is just for him to Eagles gloat?
No, he's got the great story about the blow-by-blow, how it all went down with the Lakers and Luka and Mark Williams and all that stuff.
You know he's a huge Eagles fan.
Yep.
His dad and all that. His dad predicted a blowout to me, which came true, so I was impressed by that.
I definitely was thinking yesterday I'd love to have McMiniman on because I love this story of him watching the Super Bowl with his dad and the Eagles and these guys feeling like, hey, this is our time. But really today, McMiniman wrote an interesting article, and I'll just give you a quick preview, which is this, that when Luka gets to L.A., Rob Pelinka meets with Luka and says, tell me some big men around the league that you would like to play with. And that's when Luka came up with the kid from Charlotte. Is it Mark Williams?
Yeah.
That was
but
kind of.
I told you I wasn't great. I wasn't too thrilled. The more I did a deep dive, I didn't love his defense. I think they dodged a bullet personally.
Well, the point though is that when Luka arrives in an effort to show Luka how much his opinion will be valued.
They have to do what he wants to do because they need him to resign in 2026.
I understand that, but don't you see that the gesture was immediately? What, you guys think this is unusual? You guys think this is?
He's the 25-year-old superstar.
Right, but
of course they're going to ask him. Hey, anybody you like? I mean, with the deadline's here.
But they didn't ask LeBron.
Why would they ask LeBron?
Well, I think the intimation is that this is now Luka's team. You know?
Yeah, moving forward,
Yeah.
it certainly is.
And I thought it was interesting.
But is that an argument? Like, there's
no,
an
it's not an
argument?
argument. It's a
No, but is that like anyone arguing anything otherwise?
No one's arguing anything. I'm saying to
I don't know
you.
why everyone's jumping on
I
you
know. I think
right
this
now.
is. I think it's
Why-
out of line,
Beto's
and I
in
think
the
it's
corner
unprofessional.
laughing
Yeah.
at you
Right,
in your
right.
face.
I don't
and
care what Beto
George
says.
is just berating you.
Right, berating me
over
as
here.
usual. It's ridiculous.
I mean, what?
It's
Jeez,
insane.
guys.
Come on, relax, will ya? All I'm saying is that Pelinka immediately starts saying to Luka, "Tell me who you want to play with."
You know what it is? Because I read the story, and I knew when I read the story, this was immediately where he wanted
it's
to
the
go.
drama. I like
he
it.
loves the, they didn't go to LeBron. They went to Luka.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just got here. He's going to be the one. They need to pair him with somebody he likes to play with because they need him to sign.
Well, I'll just say this. I think the good news for, I guess, from a Lakers fan perspective, thinking people that are looking at the team, is that Rob Pelinka doing a pretty good job lately. So I think that they can trust him to look out and explore. Sure, you talk to Luka, maybe it's at various points. I know they have had a lot of conversations with LeBron over the years, right? But those are great. It's great to get that kind of information. But ultimately, it's the front office decision as to who they're going to go out and get. And they've made some pretty good decisions lately.
I'm really excited for McMiniman to come on today and tell us more about this. And I have a bunch of questions for him about this Mark Williams trade in particular, which obviously we all know got nixed. Now, I'll ask you guys,
Thank God.
Mr. Basketball Insiders, how do you feel? How do you think like Dalton Connect and Cam Reddish come back?
Hey, listen. Welcome. Cam Reddish has been traded a bunch of times,
Yeah,
so I don't
forget
think. But like Dalton Connect, hey, bro, welcome to the NBA,
right.
man.
Hey, this is what professional sports is all about. You don't have control.
Yeah.
If you want some control, play like Luka. Then we'll ask you your opinion on stuff. So maybe that's what he says.
Nah, it's definitely a tough whirlwind for a rookie to go through. But ultimately, there's nothing to do other than try and play really well. Like, what's he going to do?
Right.
Come out and
sulk?
Yeah. So I think,
No.
and I think that clearly the Lakers liked him as well. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to get an up and coming, like a center like that has a lot of potential. So you have to put Dalton in to get that back. I don't think Charlotte does it without Dalton, but it is weird like that because I think you're excited to see how the Mark Williams fit could come about. But when it gets nixed, you're kind of like, okay, well, still got the lottery pick or the pick, the future pick. You get the swap back. And you get Dalton Connect back, like that's a good thing to add to what this mix is.
Yeah.
And then Jackson Hayes has been playing well, Christian Coloco and Trey Jemison. So you start to talk yourself into it again with how well the team has been playing without Mark Williams, and that's the way you approach it.
Hey, real quick, as we continue this discussion, I want to let people know the PGA Tour is heading back to Torrey Pines.
Yeah, this is weird.
In Cappy's neck of the woods.
Yep.
The 2025 Genesis Invitational will be out there. Listen all week to Travis and DeMarco for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to the signature event, which will feature Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, and more. Get your tickets today at genesisinvitational.com. It is weird because it's normally up here, obviously, because of the fires. It's not going to be able to be played.
Yeah, and
over there.
this is
Over
Tiger's
here.
event,
Yeah.
and Tiger's the draw. And I will just tell you guys that, this golf course, Torrey Pines, everybody who's a golfer will know that this golf course has hosted the U.S. Open twice in the last maybe 10 or 15 years, whatever it is. And Tiger had one of his most spectacular wins
the US
ever
Open.
there,
Yeah.
where he beat Rocco Mediate the next day in a playoff. But what's interesting about it is that Tiger is like the face of this thing and was originally scheduled to play. But I believe it was today where Tiger withdrew from the field. And if you've ever been down to Torrey Pines, like what was the
his
Farmers...
mom just passed away, too.
Right. The Farmers Insurance Open used to be like the leadoff of the West Coast Tour, and it was an exciting tournament.
Yeah.
It is like dead now because none of the superstars come out and play.
Yeah.
But the Genesis is going to come to Torrey Pines, and I would expect this weekend, it may not be the Waste Management Open in Phoenix, but I would expect it to be quite a good time.
Yeah. In regards to, unfortunately, Tiger isn't playing, as you mentioned, much like Luka didn't play on Saturday, but now he's playing tonight, so that's why we're excited. There's going to be T-shirts for
Luka
everybody in
tonight.
the building. Huh?
I just getting excited.
Yeah. Luka's going to be in the building. 77 Lakers T-shirts are going to be given out to everybody. But, Cappy, in regards to him and, like, if we had to think, and Mike, I'd love for your thoughts on this, Beto, too. There's been a lot of incredible Lakers acquisitions historically, right? You think of the draft day trade for Kobe. You think of the 2 picks that the Lakers acquired that became Magic Johnson and James Worthy. You think of LeBron in free agency, Shaq in free agency, Pau Gasol trade, Kareem trade, right? I mean, this one is in that conversation. And honestly, I would say it's even more unique because you're acquiring this 25-year-old superstar who did not ask out. He was literally hand-delivered to you.
And in the middle of the season. You know, I mean, this is not like Shaquille O'Neal where Shaq
Free
left
agency,
Orlando
right,
and came via free agency. This isn't Kobe where he was
LeBron,
drafted, right? LeBron, the same thing. Like there was anticipation for LeBron on opening night, but everybody knew that LeBron already played for the Lakers or was about to play for the Lakers.
Yeah.
This is so unique that a kid his age with his resume has the carpet pulled out from underneath his feet because he had no idea.
Did you see what the owner said in Dallas?
Oh, yeah.
We should get to that at some point.
Yeah. But to have this kid who is this good of a player this early in his life, not his career, but his life.
Yeah, 25.
And then to keep on extending this. Because, the other day I saw Shams Charania on NBA, Today, and you had Kendrick Perkins sitting next to him. And Charania is saying something like, well, he might play, and Perk's like, man, he ain't playing. He ain't playing against no Indiana Pacers. Come on, man. He's waiting till he can go off against Utah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, they
Well, no, he's right, and here's exactly why.
Got nothing to do with the opponent.
I disagree.
Whatsoever.
I disagree, and here's why.
No.
Pace. Indiana plays at a high pace. Indiana makes you scramble on defense in a way that the Utah Jazz certainly don't. Okay, so I think it had something to do with that. So I would vehemently disagree with you on that.
What do you think, Mike?
That's ridiculous.
Why did he not play?
Opponent?
I will bet you.
Stop.
I'll bet you a soda that I'm right.
Soda? What kind of soda? Like a Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, something
Mountain
like
Dew.
that.
You're a Mountain Dew drinker.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, no. So Luka can answer that himself, but to me, it's as simple as he just got here, ton of stuff going on, right? LeBron, we knew wasn't going to play until Monday, and it gives him the additional couple of days after he played 5-on-5 in practice, just to make sure that the body is fully comfortable. That's the biggest thing here. You want Luka Doncic healthy for a stretch run. He hasn't played in a while, and so I think if you can buy an extra couple of days, who cares what the opponent is? And if you have to, like, you can't half-ass NBA basketball. You can't get on the court and not run because it's Utah instead of Indiana. So if the opponents were switched,
the pacing
he wasn't
is
gonna,
different, though.
Okay, well, I don't think so.
You don't understand basketball, man. I keep
no,
trying
he
to explain
does.
this
I
to
just
you.
listen.
We can disagree.
Man.
Even
come on, man.
Even Mike and I disagree a lot. Well before your day, Cappy, around here, Mike and I used to go at it fairly regularly.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we usually agree, but there's a subtlety there, and since we're both so hard-headed and strong-minded,
exactly.
it ends up being kind of a...
cabeza dura.
But I will say this. So George brought up Shaq, and he brought up like all of the different transactions, and I think Shaq, to me, is the most apropos of the player type that you're getting.
Because, excuse me.
Well, so Shaq comes over to the Lakers, right, when he is 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So just 1 year younger. And by that point, now Shaq didn't have the All-NBA first teams that Luka had because Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing were gobbling up all the All-NBA first team. But he was an All-NBA first team player already.
Right.
Like Shaq in his third season averaged 30 points, 12 rebounds, 2.4 blocks. Like, that's All-NBA first team. He just happened to be playing in this era of ridiculous centers in the 90s. Okay? That's the caliber of player Luka is coming in. And then it's the surprise of the Gasol trade, which came out of nowhere, kind of owner to owner. So you're combining the Shaq and Pau Gasol acquisitions to get Luka Doncic.
And
it's ridiculous.
Unfortunately, there's Kareem is also, I would say, in there because that was so long ago. Although the funniest story about the Kareem trade was that he actually asked for it a year earlier.
Yeah, they kept it quiet.
They kept it quiet for a year because obviously in the 70s, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like who the hell's gonna know? And they had dinner over beef Wellington apparently.
Oh, beef Wellington's nice.
Yeah.
Haven't had that in a long time.
All right, Cappy. Before McMiniman joins us, tell us about your friends at Sellers Advantage.
Hey, if you guys want to sell your home, and listen, now is a time that you may want to consider. Like if it's on your back burner and you're thinking, hey, when are we going to sell our home? I'll just say this right now. A, you're going to get top dollar, and B, there are a lot of folks, I don't have to tell you what's happened here in the last month, there are a lot of folks in L.A. County that are looking for homes. So if you want to sell, now happens to be a really good time. But everybody has a different reason. I mean, you may want to downsize, you may be ready to move, your kids may have gone out of the house, and you're an empty nester now and you don't need that much space. Whatever your reason is for selling, Seller's Advantage will customize their solution for you, and that custom solution is really simple. It's a competitive cash offer with no repairs needed, and they can close in days. So there's no complicated closing process. There is no contract falling through. Seller's Advantage is going to walk into your house, take a look around. They know what the comps are in the neighborhood. They're going to make you a competitive cash offer, and then for you, it's as easy as, yes, I like that. I don't have to put any money or time into it. Or, no, I don't think so. I don't think I want to sell my house for that price. Call them today for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or you can visit them online at sellersadvantage.com.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons, and we want to buy your house.
If you're considering selling your home for any reason, let Seller's Advantage show you a better way to sell your home.
With no agent fees, no commissions, no hassles, and no repairs.
Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days. We don't just promise more, we deliver a much better customer experience.
Check out our Google reviews and see how.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com for free, no-obligation cash offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Company outing at the U.S. Open. They'll customize everything to fit your perfect trip. If your event has a ticket, they'll build a package around it. So what are you waiting for? Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your dream trip a reality.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a huge inheritance. But a phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard for a new one on us. Just trade in any phone from our top brands with select unlimited plans. $829.99 purchase with new smartphone line on select unlimited plans. Minimum $90 per month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Less $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Trade-in terms apply. Payoff phone requires smartphone purchase and port-in with new smartphone line on select plan. Must provide most recent bill showing payoff amount of eligible phone. Additional terms apply.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. So McMiniman's going to join us at 4:15 now because we were tardy to the party, as they say.
You guys see LeBron warming up in the Luka T-shirt?
I did see that. You showed me that.
I haven't seen it. Let me see it.
So that's actually my what you need to know.
Oh, go ahead, Lindsay.
Is that
Trudell and Beto's in the house too?
Yes, LeBron is wearing the 77 Luka T-shirt in the pregame warmups, and he told the same joke that I said the other day when they got Luka, and it's this.
Just go out and do your job.
Nope, not that one, LeBron.
Yep, sorry.
That's not the right one there.
23 plus 77 is 100.
Remember, Cap, you're like, what? I don't get it.
Is 100.
Yeah, it took me a while to
keep
catch
it
up.
100.
Yeah, it took me a little while.
23 plus 77 is 100.
David 100.
Yeah.
100.
100 is how you pronounce it.
23 plus 77 is 100.
100.
That is what you need to know. Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. All right, so McMiniman's going to join us in a few minutes. Real quick. So let me ask you this about the Super Bowl.
Oh, go ahead.
What did you make of just kind of the overall presentation? Like, so my wife texted me while I was on the flight, and she's worked in television for a long time. She's like, "What do you think of these graphics?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "They're just super plain." And I'm like, I think I didn't have an issue with them. Like, I'm like, I kind of like that they're plain because they're big. I can see everything. Like, to me, it's just that, and especially because I'm watching on my phone on a flight. Like, I actually liked their graphics, but apparently, Lindsay, you're saying on social media people were not happy with them?
Oh, everyone was killing the score bug. Especially because they're like, it looks like something from Fortnite. It's too big. There's no logos. There's no helmets. There's nothing.
I also, I don't know what it is. Like, I wasn't watching like I was a TV critic. I was watching.
Oh, I was. But I didn't care about that.
Yeah, I was watching like I was watching a football game, and I wasn't there to like critique the broadcast.
But you did have some critiques in the group text.
Did I?
Of the broadcast.
What did I say?
You were talking about like they something about Sean McVay. What happened with Sean McVay?
Okay, so let me just say something. You know what? We have a lot of Fox people here in L.A. who all listen to the show.
Yeah, and we love them.
And
They're great.
And we're very flattered.
But
okay?
I didn't watch the pregame because I
I'm
was
going to tell you
working.
something right now.
Yeah.
The pregame, and I probably tuned into the pregame about noonish.
Yeah.
Okay? The pregame I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really, really thought Fox did such a great job.
9 hours of pregame.
Yeah, I mean, and it was a lot. I mean, it really was a lot of pregame. But I would
It's
say
so much.
But
I don't watch. You want to know? Like, I got to be honest with you. I can't even remember the last time I watched a pregame show ever. Like in like a regular season game,
Absolutely.
a Super Bowl.
I mean,
well, except for the Spectrum Sportsnet pregame show.
Even that one.
Sorry,
I don't
Trudeau.
watch.
I don't
Sorry.
watch that
What?
either. Yeah. Yeah.
But listen,
honestly, I watch the Spectrum broadcast because my brother from another mother, Mike Trudell's on there.
Yeah.
That's when I watch.
Thanks, George.
Shout out to Geeter.
Pregame show starts an hour before.
I watch the post game. I love the Spectrum post game.
Yeah,
because
an hour before, an hour after.
Well,
we got you
I don't
covered,
got time for an hour before. But
Well,
an
we got
hour,
you covered in case you do.
But an hour after, definitely, because as you know, sometimes, especially after like crazy losses,
the pressers are
there
the
is
best.
nothing
Right.
better than a Lakers post game.
Well, also, Big Game James is awesome.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
he
what I'm
is.
saying.
Yes, he is.
Like Geeter's
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
Big game. If they lose, he will be calling mother bleepers out.
Yep.
Okay.
Ori's great. Fish is great.
Right.
Ali's
And
great.
what's the other white guy's
Shout
name?
out to Geeter.
What's the other white guy?
Bresnahan. Mike Bresnahan.
There you go.
Yeah. The other white guy.
White people, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
White
I was
people.
like, me?
Just freaking white people.
I'm white.
They're just everywhere.
So,
you know.
but and then things are going great now. But when things aren't going so great, those press conferences are unbelievable to watch.
So what happened is, listen, I'm with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
But
Yeah.
seriously, like during the football season, when a game kicks off at 10, I show up at 10.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the CBS
Me too.
pregame show.
Yeah, just-
I
I don't watch an ESPN one either.
Right, Fox pregame, ESPN, NFL Network. I don't watch
Not
any
my
of these
thing.
pregame
Yeah.
shows, okay?
Post game, yes.
So I decide, because, I think I told you that on Sunday morning, I actually went out and ran a 10K.
Yeah, you told me you were wiped.
By the way, bad idea.
Yeah.
For anybody that's not in shape and you say, I'm going to go out and run a 10K, don't do that. It's a terrible idea.
Yeah. If you're not in shape. You want to
Yeah,
run
right.
6 miles.
Yeah,
It's not gonna work,
It's a terrible, terrible idea. And to make matters even worse, you know what I'm going to do in next
You
Friday?
thought you could pull off 6 point whatever
I did.
miles.
I did it. I got done.
Right, but you were now
Put it this way:
like
by the time
in
I
traction.
got to the finish line, they were already breaking down the finish line.
Yeah.
There wasn't even an announcer like, "Hey, number 538 coming through right now." They
It
were
was like
done.
5,038.
They were
How
done.
many times did you have to walk?
I think I walked twice.
Okay.
I think
All
I
right,
walked
that's not
twice.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I rarely watch these pregame shows, but by noon, I'd gone and I'd done this 10K. I went out for breakfast afterwards. I get home, I take a shower, I lay down in bed. It's noon. I turn on the Fox pregame show. I will tell you right now, I think Fox did a spectacular job. They made Bourbon Street look like someplace that everybody would want to go to. Now, I can tell you, having just been down there, it's disgusting. Okay, but people love it. It looks good on TV. And they did this one thing where Tom Brady and Michael Strahan and Jimmy Johnson, the whole crew, they're walking down Bourbon Street and they finally get to Lady Gaga, who's about to do this song on a grand piano.
Yeah.
I thought it was just awesome.
Yeah.
They did this thing with Jimmy Johnson that was like AI generated.
Yeah.
It would make you cry. If you love football and you love like the history of football,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
I think Fox did a great job. But I will say this. Sean McVay shows up on the set, right? McVay has on his Super Bowl ring. The Super Bowl ring that the Rams got is the size of Sean McVay's entire head. It is freaking like a globe on his finger. Now, Kurt Menefee, who is the
He's amazing.
He's studio host.
He's been doing it forever. Yes.
Kurt calls Sean McVay Sean Payton.
Oh, that's a tough spot.
It was just a Freudian slip of some kind.
And
Sean,
how did Sean react?
Sean didn't like how because Menefee fixed it so fast.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, we've got Sean Payton sitting down. I mean, and Sean Payton was a big part of this Super Bowl because he'd won a Super Bowl,
and
in
he
New
was there
Orleans.
last year
Right.
with Fox. Yeah.
And so he called him by the wrong name. It was no big deal.
Yeah.
It was
But
just,
you don't want to screw that. I'm sure he's kicking himself
when
over
you're,
it.
when you're well, he's probably kicking himself now because he's like, oh my god, I can't believe somebody actually
Dude,
saw that,
asked
heard
Mike.
that. And Fat Mouth is talking
I
about
mean, this
it.
isn't even close to the Super Bowl. I interviewed Austin Reeves at the end of the third quarter. I got the wrong points total for him through 3 quarters.
Oh, my
and
God.
I immediately cursed out loud, went down the talkback and said to my producer, God damn it, Lori, I screwed this up. I said this was. She's like, don't worry, we got the graphic right. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, but that actually
that's
makes it
just
worse.
terrible.
But yeah,
That's just awful,
but
George.
you screw up.
No,
you
it
get
happens.
pissed.
But George, that was not enough for me to vault you in Cappy's rankings, though. I mean that because you're still above me, so don't worry.
I was very upset with
Not
myself.
by much. And now that I know that you made that mistake, you're going to take some. You're going to drop down.
Trudell
my
should go ahead.
No,
Trudell's going to go.
Trudell
up.
had JJ in game.
Yeah, Trudell's
Is that
going
the
to go
first
up.
time you guys have done that?
Now we've been doing it all year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why don't you watch the games?
What do you mean?
Well,
watch this
I'll
man
say
on
this.
TV.
I'll say
I
this.
haven't noticed that.
I'll say this because George, first of all, if it's a national game, then we won't do it. So that takes out a chunk of the games, right? Because then he has to do ESPN.
Right, but we were doing players.
And then they're doing players. But we do JJ if the Lakers are leading heading into halftime. So it's probably been, I don't know, 15 times or something.
Nice. Look at that.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I don't
Take
know
advantage of JJ's broadcasting chops.
That's right.
So
exactly.
I didn't watch the game yesterday, the Super Bowl, and think I don't like the graphics.
The game was terrible.
Or
I thought the graphic. You didn't like him?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. The game
graphics?
itself.
Oh, the game was terrible.
Yeah.
I turned it off.
Yeah. I was like, guys, should we change this? And then out of the boys still kind of like it was the Super Bowl, but we thought about changing.
At what point?
My wife told me Mateo wanted it off.
At what point did you know this thing's over? And here's why I asked.
Third quarter.
Because here's the thing: at 24-0 going into halftime, I'm still like, okay, you know what? Kansas City's still going to come back and make at least a game of it. They're going to make it entertaining. Then they get the ball the first possession of the second half, and they can't do anything with it. And I'm like, oh, they're in big trouble here.
I mean, I think there was probably some groupthink on this, but watching in the first half, what was shocking to me was how little time Mahomes had to do anything.
Yeah.
And then they were doing it with 4. So
Yeah.
that in the NFL is the kiss of death.
Well,
if you're
Tom Brady and the Giants both times.
Yeah, if you can pressure with 4, that means that all 7 of the other players on defense are looking at the quarterback,
right?
And so you can't even anticipate any of your throws.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, the fact that didn't change at all in the first half made it super unlikely they were going to get anything going. But none of us were willing to completely say that just because it's the Chiefs.
Now, Linz, you had
That's
some
right.
thoughts on
That's
the
right.
broadcast for sure. There was one verbal tick that was annoying you about Tom Brady.
Okay, so I don't think it's very often that you hear the announcers on the broadcast refer to the players by their first name. Maybe once in a while, whatever. However, Tom Brady, every single reference of Patrick Mahomes, with the exception of, I think, 2, was Patrick. But he overused it so much that it was driving me nuts. He'd be like, and Patrick didn't have the protection there, so Patrick got picked and they ran it in for Patrick's interception, and it was just like every other word. He kept saying Patrick, like they're best friends.
Mahomes is the best.
Lindsay,
I couldn't unhear it once I heard it the first time.
Lindsay, I am so hesitant to critique broadcasters knowing the mistakes that I make myself, and I think George has alluded to this, but I totally agree with you. I said the same thing to my wife. I'm like, all right, look, okay, he's got to call him Mahomes. A couple of times.
A couple of times, whatever, but literally every reference.
But I have a question. When you have a name like Saquon, do you think that you have to call him Barkley, or can you call him Saquon?
No, so that's a little different. It's like Luka, Kobe,
Okay.
LeBron. Yeah,
Right,
Saquon,
right.
I feel you can't be.
Like when
But I'll
people-
tell you this, Mike Breen has never called him LeBron.
Okay.
He calls him James all the time.
When he does that, it like almost sometimes confuses me because I think of calling him LeBron.
I mean, blocked
only
by
LeBron.
James is
Yeah.
like one of the most iconic calls in the history of the sport.
Yeah. It didn't bother me like Brady calling Mahomes Patrick.
Back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
Oh, blocked by James. That's a great call.
It didn't really bother me. I think though that what when it comes to Brady, and I know everybody criticizes Brady, I think what happened though in yesterday's broadcast, at least for anybody that's going to criticize Brady, is that when it got to be a blowout, it turned into kind of an interview of Brady.
Right. It wasn't a conversation. It was more interview style.
Yeah, because it was like, hey, I thought Kevin Burkhardt actually could have done like even more like, hey, Tom, you were down big 28-3 at halftime, and yet you guys came back. What did you do? And maybe I may have missed this in the broadcast. And then on the other hand, he could have been like, hey, when you're up big, how do you close this thing out? But yeah, I got to be honest with you guys. I just watched the game. Like, the broadcast doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, Lindsay was fired up about Patrick.
Because it was annoying, and especially once I pointed it out and like said it out loud, then I couldn't unhear it.
Yeah. No,
And
I
there's
got
just
it.
so many
I heard it
Patricks.
every time after you texted it. I didn't realize it until because I was on a plane, so I'm kind of like, whatever, like not. I'm paying attention to the game. I'm not really listening to the broadcast as much. But then when you pointed it out, I could not unhear it either. Hey, real quick, McMiniman's going to join us, but let me tell you this: Valentine's Day's on the way. You think? You got it. Books.
You got to get Books. You better hurry up and do it today.
Books.com. BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN gets you 25% off. We're hooking you up.
Okay. All right.
Foolproof flowers for the Books Company. Wow your Valentine's Day and get that 25% off your entire purchase with the promo code ESPN. Books makes it simple. You choose the Quickie Books. Click of a button, you get the best-selling bouquet right on time for Valentine's Day. It's the Quickie they'll brag about for weeks, actually.
Quickie Books.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you can pick from their collection of unique modern designs or go for the flower subscription. It's the number one life hack, because you'll be the hero every month. They'll basically send you flowers every month. You can't go wrong, okay? Books aren't just any flowers. Cut fresh from the best, okay, flower farms in the world, including some on the side of a volcano. They'll be blown away by how stunning they are and how long they last. Valentine's Day is February 14th, right after the big game. It's right around the corner, so don't fumble the flowers. Get your order in now. Go to Books.com. Use our promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code ESPN. Books, promo code ESPN. McMiniman is next.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I am from Sylmar, California, and I just want to say thank you to all the firefighters for everything that you've done. You are so brave, so just amazing and brave, and we appreciate everything you've done for the city.
You know, I want to thank them. You know, without them, the fire wouldn't be the way it is right now. You know, little help like you guys asked for. You know, I got a few bobbleheads, a few jerseys, a few shirts that are brand new, and some baseball cards.
Thank you so much for the first responders and for the firefighters that are helping the community and the people of California and especially Los Angeles. And thank you so much for your work and keep doing what you're doing. You guys are the real heroes.
My name's Alfredo Famath and I'm from Sylmar, right next to the Hearst fire. We got evacuated, but I really want to thank the firefighters for saving my house and my friends' houses. You know, I appreciate you guys, and without you guys, I don't know where to be at, you know, probably without a home, but I really appreciate everything you guys do for us.
What's up, everybody? Cappy here, InsideCrypto.com, and I just want to take a second to thank all the first responders, the firefighters, but I'm going to take another direction here. I was talking about it on the air. Our friends at Lazy Dog and LA Live have been feeding all these firefighters. I'm going to send a shout out to all the wait staff who are feeding the firefighters, who can then feel good, be nourished, go to sleep, and then get out there and fight those fires. So to everybody that's helping, appreciate all y'all.
Hey, Henry Ramos here from El Monte. Hey, first responders, thank you for everything you guys are doing, and keep fighting on. And this is for Los Angeles. Thank you guys, and keep going. We love you, LA.
Defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
This February, the Genesis Invitational heads to Torrey Pines in San Diego. Be there when moments become legendary. The roars echo through the trees, and champions rise. The Genesis Invitational welcomes the world's best golfers, including Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, and more, to Torrey Pines February 13th through 16th for the Genesis Invitational. This is where legends are made. Get your tickets today at genesisinvitational.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent are required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could beat lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text YOUTH to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text YOUTH to 42424. That's YOUTH to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
No, Paula Abdul. Is she, is this like a birthday or something?
I like TV.
Great Laker girl.
Yeah. By the way, happy birthday to the boss today, Bob Iger.
Oh, not Bruce Springsteen?
No.
Oh,
our boss.
When you say the boss.
I was talking about Morales.
Our boss.
Yeah.
No, it's not his birthday either.
We said the boss.
Yeah.
Bob Iger? How
Bob
old?
Iger.
How old's Bob Iger?
Bob is, hold on, stand by, 74.
74?
Yeah. Looking
Whoa.
great.
Whoa.
Looking great, Bob.
Did
He
not know
looks like
that.
he's like 62.
He does look very young.
Yeah,
McMiniman, do you think Bob Iger looks, our chairman here at ESPN, looks younger than 74? I would say so.
Oh, by a good degree. He could pass early 50s, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like he's your age, Cappy, except you don't look your age.
No, let me tell you something. like Pete Carroll. Like Pete Carroll, who's 73 or 74? Pete Carroll looks like he's 45.
Yeah, but Pete Carroll's a good comp, I would
Yes.
say. Yeah, that's fair.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, what's up, Cappy?
First of all,
He's got to be ecstatic.
Before
I mean,
we get into this.
McMiniman's on like
yeah.
cloud nine right now.
I saw your post last night about you and your dad
That's
watching
awesome.
the Super Bowl, and you guys are Eagles fans. Just tell us about that, because when I saw, very heartwarming, to go watch the Super Bowl with your dad and be Eagles fans. Tell us.
Yeah, it was great. It's been a crazy couple of weeks of work with the Lakers, obviously, and I had like some inclination to try to get down to New Orleans for the game. Just couldn't pull the trigger, get it together. But I wanted to. I would have taken my dad if I could make that happen. But instead, I flew my dad out to L.A. and we got to spend the weekend together. He met Mike Trudell at halftime of the Lakers game on Saturday and was predicting the Eagles' victory.
Dave, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something along the lines of 40-15.
Wow.
Or something like that.
Yeah, he was close.
He was very on, and he was not worried at all. He was totally loose, and I'm like, wow, that must be nice. As a Vikings fan, I can't relate, but he was in his element, and congrats to him. Shout out.
Appreciate it, yeah. And then, the game was awesome. Just watched it at home. I've never had a game that I cared that much about be so stress-free.
That's awesome.
A nail-biting experience. So it was a relaxing night.
Nice. Hey, that's good, man.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Also, you know what's pretty cool? Cappy read your entire story, and it wasn't like the short variety. Like, that was a long story you wrote. Cappy read every word.
If you don't mind, next time, send it over to me. I'll edit it down. I'll make it I could take that thing from a 20-minute read to like a 5-minute read if you just send it to me.
Well, I don't know if that makes the editors too happy. I think we want to have time spent on the website.
Yeah.
As part of like the metrics to keep the business booming. But I appreciate you, facing the arduous task of getting through it.
Yeah. Now, instead of Cliff Notes, we could do Cappy Notes.
I thought it was a really great piece. And one of the things I brought up to George right away was I was impressed with the report that when Luka gets to L.A., Pelinka meets with him, and the way you described it, and tell me if I'm reading it the way you wanted me to read it, was, hey, Luka, now we need a big man. Is there somebody out there that you know their game, you like, and that you'd want to play with? In other words, they pretty much put it in front of Luka like, who should we go out and trade for? Do I have it right?
Correct. Luka, but my sources tell me he handpicked Mark Williams. Now, they presented him options. It wasn't like handpick any player on the planet Earth and we'll go get him, Victor Wembanyama or whatever. But, yeah, among the names that they considered, and I believe at the point of this conversation, Jeff Peterson from the Hornets may have already contacted Rob Peterson about the possibility of Rob Williams being a name there. I'm not quite sure on that part, though. It could have been, J.J. Redick had a relationship with Mark Williams, so maybe J.J. already put the name on the Lakers' radar. But they bring some names to Luka. Luka says, yeah, that guy is huge. He'd be a great lob threat for me. And, obviously they had him for about 48 hours until the trade had to be rescinded.
Yeah, and I kind of read into this, and Dave, I have my own way of interpreting your writing, or any writing for that matter. But I would have this question.
Wait.
Yeah.
You have a different way of interpreting Dave's writing than other people's writing?
I like to look deep into Dave's writing.
Oh.
I don't like to just take it at face value. I ask myself, like the artist, like what does the artist want me to take from this portrait? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Dave's the artist,
Yeah.
and I'm watching Dave's work, and I want to try and get to what Dave is trying to tell me. Dave, there was a point where I thought to myself, they accommodated Luka's request, right? But maybe they knew that Mark Williams was not capable of passing their physical. So I know this sounds a little weird.
Well, you can get flunked fairly easily in professional sports.
Yeah.
If they don't, they gave up a haul, but I looked at that haul as that's part of the Luka trade. You know what I mean? Like you didn't give up those assets for Luka, so in essence, it's still part of the Luka trade for me in the big picture.
But they made Luka happy. Hey, we went out and got the guy you wanted. But then they could look at him and go, hey, sorry, man, the guy just couldn't pass the physical. I just thought about that while reading it. Like maybe they knew that it would be hard for him to pass the physical. What do you think?
Well, they certainly knew that he had played in only 40% of his games since coming to Charlotte in 2022 out of the draft from Duke University. What they didn't know, I mean, certainly my reporting is that they became aware of concerns with his health that they didn't have on their radar prior to the trade. So, I think you're suggesting like this was almost like a performative act by the Lakers.
It just had me wondering that. That's all. I was just wondering that. Like, hey, you know what? Hey, we got you the guy you wanted. Unfortunately, just couldn't pass the physical. So at least they could look at him and go, hey, we did what you asked. You know? I mean, they want to make him happy, right?
Well, they got to.
I did not write this in the piece because it's further reporting that I've gleaned today since the piece published. But after they came to the determination to rescind the trade, they did consult with Luka and explained to him, the situation that they had and why they were rescinding the trade. And my sources tell me that he understood that action. So, not upset. I think everyone involved, certainly on the Lakers side of things, just feel like it was an unfortunate set of circumstances, and especially with the timing, because the trade deadline passes, you can't go back and amend the deal. You can't go call up another team. And so, quite frankly, this roster is not as set up for a playoff run if they had a healthy Mark Williams. Now, maybe they wouldn't have had a healthy Mark Williams.
Right.
Maybe their concern was founded there. But it's going to take some creativity here to add any player, let alone a player who could give them minutes in a playoff series, because they have a full roster at the moment.
So let me ask you this, Dave. And you pointed this out in the story too, and something we've talked about here. It's like the Lakers have to figure something out because he could be a free agent in 2026. It's I think he's going to opt out. I think it's a no-brainer for him. He's making $42 million. There's guys making 70. You know what I mean? So, for him, it makes all the sense in the world, even if it's a short-term deal, like a 2+1, like Bobby Marks has talked about on television, or the longer version of it. But either way, what can they do in the buyout market? I don't know how Luke. It feels like, to use Rob's word, that could be just as dry potentially as far as big men are concerned.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not many names that would inspire a team at the moment, and I won't even speculate with names right now on the program and to give any kind of weight to potential guys. One option would be you waive a player and listen, they were comfortable trading Cam Reddish already, and then Christian Wood hasn't played at all this year. So those would be the two names you'd probably look to for them to waive.
Well, especially because Luka loved playing with Christian Wood the first time.
They actually had some success together, I will say that.
I mean, whatever.
But then you have your two-way center in Christian Koloko or Trey Jones as a third. Both those guys have had some flashes of promise this year in limited opportunities for the Lakers. And, if they remain on a two-way contract, they're not playoff eligible. So if you convert one of them to a full-fledged contract, they would be playoff eligible. And I'm not saying that guy is Mark Williams when healthy, but it could give you a different look at center other than Jackson Hayes. And, you want to give yourself some insurance there, because it's not just Jackson Hayes and the idea of any player could get injured at any given moment, but Jackson Hayes has struggled with foul trouble a bit in his time with the Lakers.
Cappy, it's like when you were doing Cappy and La Noche, and we gave you a traditional contract to do this show.
Right. I went from the two-way contract to being playoff eligible. But Dave, let me ask you something here. We talk about how the Lakers now don't have a legit big man, okay? But in your report today, I thought it was also interesting that Luka, his first dinner out was with Jackson Hayes. Now, you explained that they have the same agent, so that, of course, helps. But Jackson Hayes, the way you put it, says to the effect, hey, we've talked about wanting to play together in the past. So maybe Jackson Hayes will, I don't know, magically get heavier.
I don't expect that.
I mean, hey, keep feeding him steaks in Beverly Hills. Maybe this kid will put on a couple of pounds.
He's been playing well.
He has been playing well,
but I don't know if I trust him. I don't trust him in a playoff series against Jokic. You know what I mean?
He's not the guy that's in the closing lineup.
Right.
You think
they're going to go small.
I
feel like it seems fairly obvious. They're going to go with Rui at the 5. and play small moving forward in crunch time of games.
Well,
Dave, do you suspect that?
Yeah, you're still pretty big, though. If it's Luka, LeBron.
You could be playing Vando at the 5. You could be playing Dorian Finney-Smith at the 5. Wouldn't necessarily be Rui, but yeah. But listen, there are big teams in the West with Houston, with Minnesota,
Denver,
with Denver, with OKC. So, like, I don't know how much small ball you'll be playing. It is a hole when you look at their lineup. Now, they're a team that's won 11 out of 13. They're a team that has a chance to maybe be the most devastating half-court offense in the league when LeBron and Luka figure out one another's games. So they're going to have a lot of good things going for them. But the idea when you steel yourself for a playoff series or a playoff run is you kind of cover up any potential hole. So we're just talking about the theoretical of they are lacking another tried and true big center. Jackson Hayes has been a nice player, and Cappy, just so you're aware, it wasn't my words about Jackson Hayes in there. It was Jackson Hayes quoted on the record
right.
in a
That's
one-on-one
right.
interview. So he was describing the relationship that him and Luka Doncic have.
Yeah. Cappy, can I just go ahead? Give you one more on Luka. Go ahead.
Here's the one thing that I also found really interesting today is this notion that LeBron was not involved in the trade.
Oh, here we go.
But, and you point this out, that this could have been, you don't know how he's going to react. Like, this is the way I read what you wrote, right? That they made the trade for Luka, but AD is LeBron's right-hand guy.
Right, and then the Mark Williams deal, right?
Right,
yeah.
but LeBron was not involved, as the reporting goes, and that this could have backfired, is the way I read what you wrote. Yes? A concern?
It could have. That was a risk. That was a risk that they took. LeBron James has given zero indication after the trade, other than it initially and being shocked about it, that he did not approve. Piece that LeBron and on the record, he's been abused about the idea. January 9th through last weekend in New York, trade discussion internally, that was something they considered, that, hey, this might upset LeBron James, and he is the one who holds the no trade clause. Let's hope he was to waive it. Our reality could be different. That's clearly not the case. LeBron James was warming up tonight for the game wearing a Luka Doncic number 77 T-shirt at Crypto.com Arena. He is all in and getting excited for this partnership.
All right, last one for you, Dave, and thanks for the time as always. I'm sure you've seen this, but I'm reading this more for the audience. Maybe they haven't. So Brad Townsend of the Dallas Morning News, excellent reporter, covers the Mavs, right? He spoke to Patrick Dumont, the owner or the acting governor of the Dallas Mavericks, and he had this quote, I guess yesterday, and he said, in my mind, the way teams win is by focus, by having the right character, by having the right culture, having the right dedication to work as hard as possible to create championship winning outcomes. And if you're not going to do that, you're going to lose. If you look at the greats in the league, the people you and I grew up with, Jordan, Bird, Kobe, Shaq, they worked really hard every day with a singular focus to win. He added, and if you don't have that, it doesn't work. And if you don't have that, you shouldn't be part of the Dallas Mavericks. I was kind of stunned because I've met this guy, and he's kind of, I would say, just pleasant, but not someone who I feel like if Mark Cuban would have said that would have felt more in line with his personality.
Why, does this guy have a resume of winning championships? It's something else?
No, but I mean, he's a businessman. Him and his family are business people. They're casino people. But I was just surprised. Also, he didn't include Dirk, who is the guy in Dallas.
And he does include Shaq, where everybody knows that Shaq was
correct,
lazy and
that was the part, right?
Yeah.
Like that, including Shaq was all like, So, how did you kind of read that, and what have you kind of gleaned off in regards to Luka's reaction to some of this stuff from Dallas?
On the second question, I don't know. This is. Luka's a player that I basically only covered in all-star games and a little bit of his playoff run last year. So he's someone I'm going to have to get to know. I'm going to have to get to know his people to be able to kind of report on stuff like that. I don't know. My opinion of the owner was, okay, now it makes sense why the Mavericks would trade him. Because my thought was, there's no way, even if Nico had a personal opinion of what Luka Doncic and his weight problems were and his work ethic was, if I'm an owner who have any sense of value, I'm not letting my GM trade away my 25-year-old international superstar. Are you insane? But if the owner thinks the way this guy does, okay, I guess that's how the Lakers ended up with Luka, and more benefit to the Lakers because it's a tremendous deal.
Yeah, it speaks to this deal was probably made upstairs by ownership that was, in my opinion, thinking about the max contract and not wanting to pay it. And the way that you sort of talk about it is, oh, he's fat and out of shape and he's not dedicated to winning. And that's how you try and sell it to the fan base, which, oh, by the way, I suppose, based on everything I've seen in Dallas, has not worked.
Well, and I didn't even include the most damning part of that quote, which was the end, which is basically it's like, I'm unwavering on this. That's how we operate outside of basketball. This is the only way to be competitive and win. If you want to take a vacation, don't do it with us. I was like, damn, bro.
You don't hear quotes like that on record, especially when there's nothing to be gained by it
Right.
other than trying to sort of sell your position.
Well, it's damage control.
Yeah, that's a tough.
It's
that's a tough
total
look.
damage control to the fan base.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's 1,000 people out there, protesting.
Right,
the
sell
other night,
the
so-
team.
Right.
Sell
Yeah.
the team. That's damage control to the fan base. Hey, guys, sorry, not dedicated, fat, out of shape. Doesn't work like that for us, so he got to go. And what we got in return is a guy who gets hurt a lot.
And I think the fan base and everybody around the league, and certainly me and Dave, I think would and George, and like in this way, would say, well, he did kind of take you to the finals.
I mean,
last
just
year.
a few months ago.
So
Yeah.
that falls a little flat, doesn't it?
Well, and as Shaq said, fat Luka is better than 99.9% of the other players in the league.
Yeah. It is what it is. All right, McMiniman, thank you for the time as always, brother. Appreciate you. We'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, should be a fun one tonight. All right, see you guys.
Take care. There he is, the great Dave McMiniman.
Let me ask everybody a quick question here.
Yeah, real quick, how about we do prize picks before you do that?
This is really important.
We don't have to break.
No,
We're
it's-
going to keep going to 42.
Okay, then I got to remember it.
Okay,
Gosh, darn
write it down.
I got to write it down.
You see, this is like an elderly person.
I mean,
He's like, got to write everything down.
Things are different when you hit
No,
your
you
50s.
just write it down before you
I'm
forget.
writing it down.
He did open up a Word document.
I did.
So.
I've got
In
a
the
Word
meantime,
doc.
let me tell people about Prize Picks, okay? Listen, you want action in the state of California? Prize Picks is the place. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. On your first $5 play, you get a $50 bonus. You can win up to 1,000 times your money in as little as 4 picks. And it's very simple. There's a statistical line for an individual player in pretty much every sport, okay? Darts included. And you go more or less on that statistical line, Cappy.
So yesterday for the big game, I decided to go in on guys like Travis Kelce for 8 targets and 6 receptions. And I go with Harrison Butker for more than 1.5 field goals.
How'd that work out?
None of it worked out. If you had anybody from the Chiefs, I'm telling you right now, nothing hit.
Other than Worthy, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah, he went over.
And I had
More,
what's the guy's name, the backup running back from the Eagles? Is it Gainwell?
Yeah,
Kenneth
Gainwell.
Dude, I had him for more than 6.5 rushing yards,
Yeah.
and he was stuck at 6 for the longest time. I'm like, get Saquon out of the game. Get him out.
Yeah, help your boy out.
Yeah, really. So I will just say this. I'm going all basketball now. Now that football season is over, I'm all basketball. So, George, here's the play tonight. LeBron James, more than 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. You got that? More than 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists for LeBron tonight. I took Christian Braun tonight from Denver.
Brown.
Whatever. For 5.5
Spelled Braun,
rebounds.
but it is Brown.
Yeah, for more than 5.5 rebounds. I got Michael Porter tonight for more than 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I'm going all in on Luka tonight.
Okay.
27.5 points, more.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've got Anthony Edwards, who right now has 5 points. I've got him for 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Those are my prize picks.
All right, download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. First $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, thanks to Dave McMiniman for joining us there. Trudell's in the house. Cappy here. DeAndre and Lindsay's here. DeAndre's celebrating his Eagles win. All right, real quick on just kind of the
Let's
download.
go Birds.
Huh?
Let's go Birds.
Let's go Birds.
Oh, yeah.
That's a famous thing that we Eagles fans say to each other.
I see.
Yeah.
So, Cappy, what did you write down?
Okay, here's what I wrote down.
Oh, I already forgot. That
No,
you
no,
wrote
don't
something down.
forget,
Now
because I had to write it down.
Now I'm excited.
Because Mike Trudell has asked this question in the past.
Yeah. On
And
this show?
He has.
Oh.
And I'm going to ask both of you foos this question. You ready?
So I really thought of this.
Okay. Here's my question.
Yes.
Tonight's a big night. Okay?
Tonight is the night?
I think tonight is the night. Like my favorite song, Tonight is the Night.
Yeah.
The stars will be out tonight. Can we agree?
Yeah, people know.
Like everybody knows this is Luka's debut.
We may get Denzel in the house tonight. Uncle
knows?
Denzel.
Like tonight will be star-studded.
I mean, we haven't seen Jack since the playoffs.
Okay, like tonight, I anticipate a selfie with Flea. Okay, like it's going to be.
I mean, so Anthony Kiedis was there on Saturday. I told Trudell, did he not get the alert that Luka wasn't playing?
Yeah, somebody forgot to tell him.
Yeah, no, my response was like, the chili peppers are always in the house.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I see myself tonight saying what's up to Anthony Kiedis, to Flea, maybe Chad Smith and I talk a little
Flea's
percussion.
a big Trudell guy.
If you see Sasha, will he know who you are this time?
Well, let me tell you something about Sasha. I'm going to walk up to Sasha, and I will remind him so that he doesn't have to forget, and next time he'll know.
Yeah.
But all that being said, tonight's a big night. Yes.
Okay.
Tonight's a big night.
Yeah.
Fellas, when the game is over and the traffic is, everybody wants to get out.
Yeah.
What do we think about a late night post-game beverage?
No, I got the good parking today, dude.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'm right outside the tunnel. I'm like zooming out of there.
Okay, you got network parking.
And I got to wake up early.
Okay, all right, so you're out. You got network parking, and you're like working like a maniac right now.
Yeah.
Now, Trudell, on the other hand, he has asked this question.
Yeah.
What happened? Like, what post-game, you never want to have a cocktail, let the traffic subside. Michael, tonig's the night.
It's a late start.
Tonight is the night.
This is more of an issue. It's a little better for me if I get some advance notice on this,
Right.
so that I can find. Hey, honey, what's going on tomorrow morning? I got to take Riggs to school.
Yeah.
The family. But let me think about it. I'm going to
Okay,
strongly
give it thought.
consider this.
Give it thought.
It will happen soon with the two of us.
Okay.
And tonight's a possibility, but I'm going to have to be a game time decision.
Okay, and then you see, I'll throw one else. I should have asked McMiniman the same thing, like David.
I mean, David's working.
When it's done.
Yeah.
Is this, Cappy, just wondering.
Yeah,
because you're staying at the East Central.
Well, that's my home away from home.
For this very in-depth question, what did you write down
I
specifically
wrote down,
to remind yourself?
Here it is. You ready? Listen to this. What are we doing after the
game? I mean, George, I thought this was something that really deep that Cappy had to write down.
No, just what are we doing after the game?
What are we doing after the game?
And I'll tell you something right now. If you guys are too lame,
had to write that down.
I did. If you guys are too lame to hang out after the game, I'll tell you right now. I know Beto will go out. For a cocktail.
Beto would definitely go out.
No
He's always
question.
in for a cocktail.
Right, he is.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. All right, coming up next, let's get back to the Super Bowl and DeAndre's Eagles real quick.
No Radio Tinder?
Oh, no, that's right. Radio Tinder, you're right. We are doing Radio Tinder. So we're doing Radio Tinder, and then at 5 o'clock, commercial free. I can be here for the first 15 minutes, and then you guys, Beto's going to be in the house, and you figure out the next 15 minutes.
All right.
How about that? You're basically just switching out Hispanic guys.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. I just, Cappy, if there's anything else that occurs to you that you would like to interject
I'll
before
write it
George
down.
does a sponsored read, just make sure, get that document, because that was you really paid that off.
That was heavy, right? It was heavy. That was deep thought.
All right. If you're injured in an accident, guys, you got to call my guy Jacob. It's very simple. We tell you that all the time. It's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you, because if you get into an accident, you need to see a doctor right away and get back on the road to recovery. But what happens if you call a doctor, they don't have an opening for a week or even 2 weeks? Well, when you call Jacob, my guy Jacob's going to handle all the aspects of your case. That includes getting you the doctor's appointment, usually on the same day, with a doctor in your area, and the doctor doesn't get paid until the end of your case. So you don't have to pay a penny out of pocket to get the health care that you need. So even if you're in between jobs or don't have health insurance, Jacob can immediately get you the medical attention that you deserve. And if you prefer to meet face-to-face, Jacob and his team can come to you, or you can come to Jacob's office. It's right down the street. So call him at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710. Yeah, that's 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com. And if you or a loved one have been injured or lost property due to the recent wildfires, lawsuits have been filed against those responsible. So please call Jacob for a free case evaluation or help reviewing your insurance policy and claims. Completely free, guys. He'll do that. So together, we are LA strong. Call Jacob and tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hey, it's Steve Farr. Is there a sporting event you always wanted to go to but never had time to plan? That's where Absolute Sport comes in. They handle everything, tickets, hotels, VIP access, so you can just live in the moment and enjoy the experience. And because of their trusted league and travel partnerships, they can get you the best deals and actually save you money. So what are you waiting for? Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your sports dream a reality.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, crowd rocking for a Chevrolet's top top hitter, Mike Capozio. He's facing off with the Bulldog, and these two have quite the history. Here's the pitch. Oh, he got all of it. That ball is out of here like a red Corvette, and it's going and going and going. Yes!
Dad, are you having that dream again?
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Hey, LA, let's talk trash. Food waste, that is. Tossing your food scraps in the regular trash sends them to landfills where they release harmful gases like methane. Fight global warming by simply sorting your food scraps and placing them in your green bin. It's quick, it's easy, it helps protect our planet. Ready to do your part? Visit cleanla.com or call 888-CLEAN-LA for more tips. This message funded by Cal Recycle.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. At Los Angeles International Airport, changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforminglax. That's flylax.com/transforminglax.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
When it comes to protecting my family's future, I want a life insurance company that's at the top of their game. That's why I got same-day coverage through Ethos. There was no paperwork, no waiting around, and no medical exam. I just answered a few health questions online, and Ethos set me up with a $3 million policy for about $2 a day. Go to tryethos.com and get it done today. That's TRYETHOS.com. TRYETHOS.com. Sample rates as a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
So Mark Real from Real Fathers writes, I always say on the air, you have to have the right family law firm that is going to get you the happiness you deserve and the justice you deserve.
Really, the legal system is designed and set up for fathers to fail. I set out to create a firm and to create something that would help all men navigate that successfully.
We have a new phone number for Real Fathers Rights.
833-ESPN-710.
And RFR710.com.
Yes, RFR710.com.
National University honors those who have broken barriers and paved the way for future generations. If you're a parent and a professional, a dreamer and a doer, NU is here to support you. With flexible online classes and career-focused resources, you can earn your degree while balancing work, family, and everything in between. Empower your future today at nu.edu. That's nu.edu.
Hello, it's Robin Roberts here.
Hey guys, it's George Stephanopoulos here. Hey everybody, it's Michael Strahan here. Wake up with Good Morning America.
Robin, George, Michael, GMA, America's favorite #1 morning show. The morning's first breaking news, exclusive interviews, what everyone will be talking about that day. Put some good in your morning and start your day with GMA.
Good Morning America.
Put the good in your morning. GMA 7A on ABC.
And it is Sedano and Cap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland, Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Oh, The Simpsons, your favorite show, Lindsay, that you watched growing up so much.
Oh, yes, my fave. The one that Cappy has never seen.
Never seen it.
Unbelievable.
I've seen the Butterfingers commercials. I
Oh,
know
Maggie.
I know who the Simpsons are.
I love Maggie on the what is it? Pacifier.
Just never watched it.
I like the video game getting Marge with the vacuum.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know they had.
Chuck E.
I mean,
Cheese.
I guess it does make
Yeah,
sense.
it's a Simpsons video game. Simpsons movie.
In
So-
fact, I played that
Simpsons?
at Chuck E. Cheese at Arya's birthday party.
Oh, many years ago.
Yeah.
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 They got good pizza at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, they do actually. Yeah. I know.
What? I mean, really?
No, they
Solid.
do. I know it's weird. I know it sounds
It's
really weird.
okay.
No,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Someone else said
Yeah,
that.
maybe I'll have to give it
Yeah,
another try.
pretty good.
Okay.
It's weird the way they have that like pan and then the way they bake it in the oven and then it comes out. It's got those little like half ball thingies underneath the pizza. It's good. I don't know, man. I don't know why, but
Half
it's
balls.
good.
Yeah.
Little half balls.
So,
Go ahead, Lindsay.
on this day in 1997, The Simpsons made TV history, surpassing The Flintstones as the longest-running primetime cartoon series.
Crazy.
In terms of episodes aired.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they've been going ever since.
Yep, still going, still going.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so what I wanted to ask you for Radio Tinder today is, of course, Tom Cruise was part of Fox's Super Bowl pregame coverage last night.
Was he?
He helped kick off the big game with this, like, Mission Impossible-themed promotional clip, if you want to call it.
Yeah, they had everybody. They had like Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah, that was a separate one.
So
Yeah,
Dr.
they-
Clapper told me he was in the Brad Pitt.
He was. He
sent me
posted
a
his.
text.
He posted his screenshot on Instagram.
I didn't notice him. I said, "Sorry, Doc, I missed you."
I told him I didn't see it. Sorry, Doc.
Yeah.
Well, you can check out the screenshot now.
No, I know he sent it to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, speaking of
How are you?
the Tom Cruise clip, a lot of people kind of had to do a double take because a lot of people went on Twitter to be like, "I don't recognize this guy." My favorite was the person who tweeted, "Quote: Tom Cruise looks like he's wearing a Halloween mask of Tom Cruise." So Tom
Yeah,
Cruise
he's
is
gotten
now,
old, Tommy.
yeah, he's now 62. And like a lot of famous actors, he may have had some work done. I wanted to ask you guys, when you saw Tom Cruise on the screen last night, did you have to do a double take? Swipe
I
left
didn't
or
see
swipe
it,
right?
so yeah, I'm out.
Okay.
I saw it, and I don't know, like if everybody else. I was like, oh, Tom Cruise. I thought to myself, well, wait a second. They've had like everybody. I feel like all the biggest movie stars somehow had a connection. Like, for example, there was this Brad Pitt thing early in the Super Bowl like pregame stuff.
I didn't really get that.
Yeah, I don't really remember what exactly he did other than be good looking and like walk around and like me go.
Yeah, and just
"Where
talk
the-"
about like unity in the country and then Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Brad Pitt was part of it. What's the guy's name? He actually brought the Chiefs out. He's on the show Landman that I liked so much.
John Hamm.
John Hamm. So he actually brought out the and then Bradley Cooper brought out the Eagles. You know, and Tom Cruise had his little part of it as well.
But he's also promoting a big new movie coming out. I
Tom
still
Cruise.
don't get the Brad Pitt thing.
No, I
to
didn't
your
get it either.
point.
But I'll say this. I don't know where Brad Pitt got that shirt, but if they've got the same one at Marshall's, I'm going to go get it because let me tell you something. That was a nice looking shirt. Yeah, I saw Tom Cruise and I thought, that's Tom Cruise.
So you didn't think he looked at all different to you?
Not really.
I am not super perceptive about things like this, Lindsay, so I'll just be honest. It didn't occur to me. Maybe if I saw it again, I could come around to your point of view, but I did not notice anything different.
I think he
or
looked
or
much
at least
different.
anything unexpected, because, I mean, he's been around for many, many years now.
I thought his hair looked good.
You
No,
I
mean, I'm
like
not saying
his
he
whole
looked.
outfit too.
I'm not saying he looked bad. He just looked different. Like he didn't look like Tom Cruise. He kind of looked like, I don't know. Maybe it was like AI Tom Cruise. I don't know. He just didn't look like the guy that I'm used to seeing.
Well, as long as he can still do the full sprint with the arms pumping like only he does, that's all I really need from Tom Cruise.
If you were to meet Tom Cruise and you were going to talk to him about like your favorite Tom Cruise movie, what is it?
Oh, of course, Top Gun.
Yeah.
Okay, Top Gun. Both of you guys are Top Gun.
Vanilla Sky.
Vanilla
Okay.
Sky's really good too.
Okay.
He's got a bunch
Z,
of good ones.
You got a favorite Tom Cruise movie?
Last Samurai's
Not
pretty damn
Not
good.
really. Last Samurai. I would use All the Right Moves.
Risky Business?
No. I love Risky Business.
Yeah.
It's probably number two.
I feel like you dancing in your underwear was a regular occurrence.
100% still is. I loved All the Right Moves, where he's like this high school football player from Western Pennsylvania and
Right.
Craig T. Nelson is the coach and he's kind of being put down, but then he needs a scholarship, I loved All the Right Moves.
Oh, A Few Good Men, also a classic.
Few Good Men's
Yeah,
great.
you can't handle the truth.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, but listen, he's basically the same guy in every movie.
The Firm.
He's awesome.
He's like cocky lawyer.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a
I
great
mean,
movie.
he's just cocky everything. Cocky fighter pilot, cocky lawyer, cocky bartender and cocktail. That's kind of his thing. Now, there are a few that he's not. What was the movie where he was in the fat suit? Tropic Thunder? Like that, obviously.
Never
He's,
seen that one.
although he was cocky agent there, but just in a fat suit. But yeah, that's just kind of his move. Denzel, honestly. Denzel playing Denzel a lot in a lot of movies. I haven't seen Gladiator 2.
I haven't either.
But it's like I feel like he's just being Uncle Denzel in Gladiator. In Roman times.
He stays consistent in Gladiator 2 for sure.
Was it good?
Denzel
Was it worth
back in the
watching?
day was had a lot of but he's just like Denzeling it. Pacino did the same thing. Pacino was just yelling all the time at the end.
But you know what?
He's just hooahing everywhere.
But I always enjoy it. I always enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, I love him.
It's fine. Like I like the consistency of it, but it is. I appreciated when they were doing different kinds of styles of characters.
I have no problem with Tom Cruise getting any work done, by the way, to make himself look
I
younger.
don't either. I was just curious if anyone else.
Because it's starting to like come to my attention that maybe I need a little bit of work done. Like,
No,
like George,
Cappy,
maybe
I
you
don't
can
think
help me
so.
out with
No.
like your person that does your. What do they call that stuff?
Look at this.
What
Look
do
at
they-
all these wrinkles right here.
What do
There's
they
no-
call that though? Where you poke it in your
Botox.
face? Botox.
There's no
Maybe
Botox
you can
there,
hook me
bro.
up with your Botox.
If I had
guy.
Botox, I wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah, I may need some like my
I wouldn't be
bags
able to
under my
furrow
eyes.
the brow.
Yeah.
You should get some like cream. Get some like retinol cream. Or
I
something.
don't know what the hell I need. I need
You
something.
wouldn't be able to stand
Haven't
the
you seen those
purge.
commercials for like the old people? They get the retinol cream and they just cleans up their eyes.
I need to do something.
Cappy, aging is cool. Okay, the older you get, the more your kids' lives you get to see. Aging is
no,
cool.
no, that's cool. I don't have the problem with the aging. I have a problem like Tom
The
Cruise has,
looking.
which is the looking. Older.
No, but if you try to like tweak it, it's just going to end up looking worse. I feel like.
I'll say this to you,
You know what I'm
young
saying?
fella. Give it 10 more years and then get back to me.
You look great.
All right. Well, thanks a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean that.
You know what? Forget it. I'm not getting any of
That's
that.
right.
I'm not getting any
I like
Botox.
you looking like you look.
No retinol or whatever you just said, whatever that stuff is.
No.
Not getting any of it.
Good.
Retinol just helps like improve the, like the fine lines and the even
Yeah.
out your skin tone, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it just like evens things out.
I like how Cappy looks.
Yeah.
But you've seen that commercial, right? There's like this old. I don't know what the name of the product is, but they talk about it has retinol in it, and it's like a bunch of more mature people, Cappy, like your age and beyond, and they talk about using the retinol cream for the crow's feet.
Well, I'm about to have a birthday that's coming up.
How
and-
old? 55?
and, double nickels is happening.
Wow,
Double
look at
nickels.
you.
How
Oh,
about
are you
that?
gonna have a party?
Maybe I
When
will
is
have
the
a party.
birthday?
Where do you think I would fall on the guest list? Because
Oh,
look,
you're in.
we're still getting to be friends.
Right,
you know,
but
we
I
haven't,
want
we haven't
you
had a
in.
cocktail yet
I
together.
want you in.
When is the birthday?
The birthday is Monday, and I would just say
Oh,
something.
oh, that's right. It's this
And I have a
Monday.
real problem with people who take their birthday off from work.
All-Star weekend.
Anybody who takes
Tough.
their birthday off from work is a bunch of losers.
But you
except
do
you.
it every year.
But I took my birthday off from work because it's
Last
President's
couple
Day.
years, yeah.
Well, no, but only because it's President's Day.
Right.
Oh,
I have
okay.
to honor the presidents.
Well, last year wasn't President's Day. I don't
Yes,
believe.
it was.
no, it wasn't.
Maybe it wasn't.
It wasn't because the
But you
whole
took
calendar
President's
is
Day
by,
off
like,
and the
2
day
days.
before off too because you went to like Mammoth Mountain or whatever.
Yeah, wherever.
Cool. All right, that's Radio Tinder. All right, coming up next, let's get back to Luka. Let's get back. These Patrick Mahomes conversations are the day after are. You want to talk about
Mahomes? Mahomes is the best. Mahomes.
Yes, Pepe.
Oh, Pepe.
It's honestly like you want to talk about overreaction Monday today. Holy moly!
I have to go. Can I just say, and
Yeah.
I'm not to step in your tees, but like I'm blaming his offensive line and giving credit to the Eagles' defensive line much more than I'm blaming Patrick Mahomes.
There you
Come
go.
on.
No, I
There's
agree
the
with
take.
that.
That's
all right,
all.
let's get into all that in just a moment. It's a Michelob Ultra Reaction Monday. We're reacting to the big game. The Lakers win on Saturday, and of course, Luka's debut.
Luka time, baby.
Tonight. Thanks to Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. All right, we'll be back in a minute.
This February, the Genesis Invitational heads to Torrey Pines in San Diego. Be there when moments become legendary. The roars echo through the trees, and champions rise. The Genesis Invitational welcomes the world's best golfers, including Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, and more to Torrey Pines February 13th through 16th for the Genesis Invitational. This is where legends are made. Get your tickets today at genesisinvitational.com.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland. Turn it up, man. Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit rfr710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack.
Beep, ba boop. Ding, da da da. Boom, ba dum bum. Doom, ba dum bum. Beating, boom, bum.
Nice drum solo out of you.
Thank you, Kevin.
So what's your deal, man? What's
15 minutes.
What
You're on the clock.
What do you got to do?
I got to go to the game.
You have pregame meetings?
Yeah, I got to talk to Coach Hardy.
Who?
Coach Hardy.
Coach Hardy? Yeah, please.
I thought you knew ball, Cap.
You ain't no need to talk to Coach
Will
Hardy.
Hardy.
The whole game's about
Let me
Luka
tell
and
you
the
something.
Lakers.
I will tell you this. I don't feel like this is being out of pocket, but if this wasn't Luka's first game, we wouldn't be doing Lakers Jazz tonight.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. I mean, to even waste your time talking to the other coach of the
we
other
got
team.
to.
Nah.
They're the other team. You got to be ready to talk to them.
Nah, you just talk to the.
And it sounds like they're playing everybody except Colin Sexton is the only one on the injury report.
Oh, Colin Sexton tonight? Not
Colin
playing?
Sexton used to be a former Cleveland Cavalier.
Yep, Cavalier.
When he played in the backcourt with Darius Garland, they were called the Sexland backcourt.
The what?
Sexland. Like Sexton and Garland. Sexland.
Sexland.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So you said something before the break.
Oh, this Patrick Mahomes stuff today. Like, let's talk about his legacy. Oh, my goodness. He's taken a hit in his legacy. He's 3-2 in Super Bowls. What does that mean for his legacy? He's 29 years old. Can we stop talking about his legacy? He's going to play for at least another 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
Barring injury.
But hold on a second.
Legacy talk.
Let me give you the opposite perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mahomes. Mahomes is the best. Mahomes. Oh, Mahomes.
So last week, going into this game.
It's a great drop.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You, and I'll use the word assumed, and I don't mean just you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I said if he wins, he's going to be in the real GOAT conversation.
Right, but
he's still going to be in the GOAT conversation.
100% he's going to be in the conversation. But you said last week, in a confident way, that the Chiefs were going to win.
Yeah. No, I said if they win.
Well, you picked them to win.
I did.
You know?
But I even said it was like there was some consternation about it. It was a toss-up. And I was completely wrong because they got, as you like to say.
What, there's medicine for consternation?
No, I was going to say, like you say, motorboated.
Well, yeah, they did get motorboated. You're darn right they got
Belt to
motorboated.
ass.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
But
belt
go
to
ahead.
ass is right.
Go ahead.
So here's the thing. Last week, as someone who was confident that the Chiefs were going to win, you picked the Chiefs. Your score was published,
Yeah.
You were saying, hey, look, Patrick Mahomes will have, when he's done, more Super Bowl rings than Tom Brady.
Right.
That's what you said.
I said equal or he'll have equal or more. Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like, yes, Patrick Mahomes already has 3 Super Bowl championships.
Yeah.
and he's not even 30 years old.
Right.
And had he won yesterday, or had the Chiefs won yesterday,
He would have had 3 in a row.
he would have had 4,
Right.
which would have put him in that category
Of Montana and Bradshaw.
and Terry Bradshaw, two guys who had 4 Super Bowls before they were even 30 years old.
Pretty good. Right now he's in the Aikman category.
So the thing is that the beatdown, if they'd have lost the game by a point
Oh, are you
or
doing,
3 points.
Is this like soccer? Is this like an aggregate? Is that what
I'm
we're
just,
doing here?
I'm just
Like,
saying
you know,
that,
like
that to
point
me,
differential?
To me, a lot of people assumed that all Kansas City needed to do was show up because they were entitled to win another Super Bowl
I don't
championship.
think. That's not what I was
Okay?
alluding to.
But
at
I'll
all.
just say this. So now you got Mahomes, who's got 3 championships, and you've got Brady, if everybody wants to have this conversation about the GOAT.
Yeah.
Brady's got 7 championships. If Mahomes plays for, call it, another 10 years, over the course of the next 10 years.
I could see him winning 3 or 4 more, yeah.
Okay, see, I don't. And here's why.
Why? Because you don't think Andy Reid's going to be around for that many years?
Well, I think a lot of things are going to change.
Okay.
I think that Andy Reid will probably coach another year. I don't think you want to go out like this.
Let me also just kind of push back a little bit on the point differential in the Super Bowl. Because I specifically remember growing up watching Joe Montana getting his ass kicked, even though he's 4-0 in the Super Bowl, getting his ass kicked to him like 49-3 in a playoff game, like literally scoring like single digits multiple times in one of the most prolific offenses in the history of the sport.
I actually don't recall that, and you may be right, and I'll go do some research. Actually, I won't, but somebody else might.
17-3, if I recall, against the Giants, and like 49-3 against somebody. I'm trying to remember who it was. Give me a second.
I don't recall. But here's the thing. I feel like the aura around the Chiefs got beaten down yesterday. Had the Chiefs lost the game by 3 points or by
Monday.
7 points, I would have thought people would be like, hey, listen, it was a really competitive game. It was a great game. Give credit to Philadelphia. I think the way Philadelphia destroyed the Chiefs, and in particular, when you look back at the first half, Mahomes' numbers were like 33 yards passing, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Like, that is the worst game that I can ever remember seeing Patrick Mahomes play.
So, Joe Montana.
Tell me.
Against the Giants. Both of those games I mentioned were actually against the Giants and Bill Parcells. 17-3 in the first one. Okay. 26 of 47, 296 yards, and a pick, no touchdowns. In that 49-3 game, 8 of 15 got knocked out of the game in the second half, and 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So,
and what years were those games?
85 and 86.
Okay, and then the
first round games.
So those were early in Montana.
I mean, they had 2 Super Bowls already.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Where were they?
He had already won 2 Super Bowls.
So I guess, listen, here's for me, this is what I think is going to happen to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think Andy Reid coaches 1 more year.
Yeah.
I think Travis Kelce probably plays 1 more year.
Yeah.
I think that the Chiefs are going to obviously have to look at their offensive line because it got annihilated in this game.
Right.
I think the Chiefs are going to have to realize that when you look back to John Elway's career, John Elway had been in plenty of Super Bowls, couldn't win one.
Got destroyed in those games, too.
But it wasn't until later in Elway's career where Denver got committed to the running game.
Right.
And Terrell Davis in that running game, 2,000 yards rushing.
Okay.
And that changed a lot.
Yeah.
And listen, even look at Peyton Manning. When Peyton Manning won his last Super Bowl for the Broncos.
Oh, my God, the defense carried them.
It was not about Peyton Manning.
Right.
So I think we look at Patrick Mahomes today, and we probably need to realize that in 5 years from now, he's not going to be the player he is right now.
Sure.
And in 10 years from now, if he's still playing, he's not going to be the player he is right now.
It doesn't mean that he can't get wiser.
Absolutely, but with changes to the head coach, to the security blanket tight end, the need for real running backs.
You don't think the Chiefs will have their pick of the litter of coaches when Andy Reid retires?
They will.
Yeah.
But what if you don't get it right? Or
I mean, sure. I mean, but what I'm saying is when you have a generational talent like that, you can have different coaches and it work itself out. I mean, you mentioned Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had 3 different coaches, and he had a ton of success with those guys.
I would just say, for me, I'm less bullish on the future of the Chiefs. And I guess maybe if I'm really being honest about it with myself, I'm just hopeful that this Chiefs dynasty.
Oh, I think they're going to win next year. If I were picking a team, they'd be my favorite right now.
Oh,
just
man.
based off the bounce back and getting embarrassed the way they did. I could see them being on a mission next year to whoop everybody's ass.
I still think, just looking at the end of this year, I'll still go with, at some point Buffalo's going to break through.
Sure.
At some point Baltimore is going to break through.
Brady went 10 years between Super Bowls.
His first one to his second one? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Or
10 years, after the first, so I want to say they won back-to-back, right? That was 2004.
I don't know that they won back-to-back.
They did win back-to-back. Yes, absolutely won back-to-back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just, and the reason I'm saying that is only because I'm trying to remember And by the way, for me, guys, as I've told you many times, I get off the air and whatever happened on the air, I forget immediately. So the historical stuff is not really logged in here.
Because I remember that when the Chiefs did it, the talk was that they hadn't had one since the Patriots.
Well, that's why I'm saying, the last time we were talking about three-peat, I just don't remember it. But nonetheless, here's the thing.
Yeah. So anyway, real quick. Brady went between Super Bowl wins, okay? He went, so they won they beat Philly in 04, okay? They had gone back-to-back. They won Carolina, Philly. Then they went, so 05, no. 06, they lost to the Giants. Or no, they lost to Indy in the 07 game, right? 06 season. Then they lost
in the AFC Championship game?
Correct.
Okay.
Then they lost to the Giants. Then they lost to Baltimore in the first round, the Jets in the first round. Then they lost again to the Giants. They lost to Baltimore.
In the Super Bowl.
Yes, they lost to Baltimore again in the second round.
So where's the 10 years?
I'm doing it right now, and you're not listening?
No, I am, but you're saying the Giants. I'm just trying to get which games were Super Bowl games.
Right.
Okay.
Obviously, the Giants, the
Well,
NFC
I understand,
team.
but
I'm giving you the last game.
All right, go ahead. So last Super Bowl was what year?
So 2004.
Okay.
Okay. They went back-to-back in... Let me see. Yes, they beat. It was the 04 season. They beat Philly.
Okay.
That was the Donovan McNabb, Terrell Owens game.
Yep.
Okay.
Andy Reid was coaching Philly.
Correct. And they did not win a Super Bowl again until they beat Seattle on a miracle play in 2014. So they went 10 years.
Oh, right.
Between
That's
Super Bowl
right.
wins.
Yeah, you say the miracle play, the Malcolm Butler interception.
Right.
Got it.
Where your boy Pete Carroll and his offensive staff decided not to run the football with beast mode.
Should have given it to Marshawn.
Yeah.
So look, all I'm saying is this: is that. To me, you may call it an overreaction today, and maybe it is.
It is an overreaction.
Well,
legacy talk.
But I'm not talking legacy. I don't care about legacy.
Mahomes is the best.
What I'm saying to you is that
Mahomes.
today it's okay to ridicule the legacy talk because on Friday what you were doing was saying he's going to out.
I still think that
Brady.
I still believe that.
I don't buy that. Now, listen, I
clearly.
may be proven wrong.
Right.
But you got to win.
But I just gave you facts that your boy went 10 years between Super Bowl wins.
You got to win 4 more Super Bowls.
Right.
And you got to play another, let's call it 10, 12 years.
Right.
And I'm just not, with a coaching change likely coming, not long from now, with your top security blanket at tight end, that is going to change here soon, too.
I mean, Noah Gray was actually better than Travis Kelce this year in a lot of moments this season.
Noah Gray was better in moments, or Noah Gray is a better player?
I mean, he's a rookie, basically. He's like a young player, but he had a stretch during the season where he was really good.
Okay. Listen, it is so hard to win 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It is incredibly hard to win 2.
Agreed.
To have won 3 is incredible.
Right.
And to win 8 is mind-blowing.
But if you really look at the history of the National Football League, we talk about parity all this time. Oh, it's the ultimate parity sport. It's kind of nonsense because really there's a lot of dynasties in there, and then there's a few one-offs here and there, and we like to call it parity because on any given Sunday during the regular season, crazy crap happens and most of the games are tight. But generally speaking, it's a lot of early in the history, right? Green Bay, right? They won the first 2. And then you had the Steelers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Dolphins won a pair of Super Bowls in there. And they were in 3 in a row.
And you got the Cowboys
and then you had the
90s.
Cowboys and the Niners and and the Giants had their run.
Mm-hmm.
And then so what I'm saying is, and then New England, right? So New England had their thing. And then the Giants again, a couple spots. Pittsburgh won one here or there. There's a lot of dynasties, and in the Chiefs dynasties, there's a lot of dynasties in there with a few one-offs here and there.
I don't know about the rest of you guys. I'm not really a Chiefs hater. I know that there were a lot of people that felt this way this past weekend. I want to see the Chiefs lose. I'm so tired of the Chiefs.
Whatever.
I didn't feel that way. I wanted Philadelphia to win, and I talked to you about this on Friday because I love Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts has been so disrespected to be in 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, and oh, by the way, outplay Mahomes in both of them. Why is he that way? George, when you think about the year that Hurts was drafted, you had Joe Burrow, you had Justin Herbert, you had Jordan Love, and you had Tua. All 4 of those guys were drafted ahead of Jalen Hurts. Mm-hmm. And I think Jalen Hurts in college was so publicly embarrassed,
right?
The way he was benched in that national
but he had a really good
game.
bounce back in Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley, actually.
He had an amazing bounce back. But remember, it was benching And then he came back to Alabama where he was a great teammate.
Right.
Wasn't some locker room cancer.
Right.
Wasn't some diva.
Right. And
Wasn't,
then transferred.
And then transferred.
Right.
And
Played
then,
really well with Lincoln Riley.
But wasn't a first-round draft
Second
choice.
round, yeah.
And then he comes to Philadelphia where, remember, Carson Wentz was the starting quarterback
And he was
of
always
that
hurt.
team.
Right. He got hurt here with the Rams.
And then,
the Rams.
and then Jalen Hurts gets the chance to take over the job. And to me, I love an underdog story, and I love a guy who just personifies perseverance.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear
wow,
that?
I like the alliteration
Right?
there.
Not
Personifies
bad.
perseverance.
And also, it's not just the alliteration. It's the personify has the P's with some R's in it. You know what I mean?
That's alliteration.
I know the P and the P. But the personify
You mean PP?
perseverance. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really good. That sounded really great. You know? Really did. So I love Jalen Hurts. I'm so happy for the kid. And I love how many people today, like a Dan Orlovsky as an example, go on national TV on ESPN and talk about, hey, I was the harshest critic of them all. I owe you an apology, young blood.
Young blood?
You hear the way I said that?
I mean, good. Beto, you take over, bro. I got to go on Young Blood, all right?
All right, Young Blood.
You don't
That
gotta
was a
go
good
anywhere.
movie. Hey, that's a good hockey movie, Young Blood.
Young
man.
blood is right. All right.
Yeah.
So,
What
Beto, how are you,
happened?
brother?
Just, alliteration here.
Well,
Luka Lakers.
personified
Luka.
perseverance. You know what I mean?
See.
Yes, and Luka. Luka. Anyway.
Cappy, do you see me?
I don't see you.
Oh, because I told the guys they sent me the link so you could see me on the YouTube.
Okay, hold on. I'll turn it on. I want to see you.
I just got done doing my hit with Jim Hill. Over
How'd
on
that go?
CBS. Oh, babe. Yeah, babe.
Yeah?
The legend. He was in Rocky 3. He's a GOAT. He has a Jim Hill Day. He has a star on the Walk of Fame. All that good stuff. Man.
And
Still doing it.
And did you do? And by the way, now I can see you, and you're looking very sharp today.
Yeah. What's happening?
What's happening? Okay, do me a favor. I always like when you do this. George is getting his coat on. George is getting ready to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for you, being inside crypto.com. We are 2 hours from tip-off, maybe even more, like 2.5 hours from tip-off.
2:15.
Yeah. Set the scene, Beto.
Are you coming to the game, Cappy?
Now, Beto, come on, man. When you have an event of this magnitude and you have Luka making his debut.
It was just a yes or no question, bro.
No, the answer is if there's a major event, I'm there. It's a respect issue, Beto.
We get that, but you wanted me to set the scene, so I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
Cappy, are you coming to the game?
I am coming to the game.
Oh, Cappy, when you get here,
Yeah.
you're going to love it because every fan coming to the game today is going to be giving a Luka Doncic T-shirt, number 77. When you walk in through the door, it's not through the door. It's on your seat. So there you see the Doncic. They have the accent over the letters and all that good stuff. It's on your seat when you get here. LeBron was actually warming up with it earlier this afternoon. So LeBron was out here about 4 o'clock warming up. He put on the Luka T-shirt. He saw it was on the floor, so he grabbed one of them. And yes, LeBron, DeAndre, put on some Kendrick Lamar. So when LeBron comes out to warm up at 4 o'clock before anybody's in the building, LeBron has figured out how to get his phone connected to the sound system here at Crypto.com.
Nice.
Our man Mike Dooley, who engineers here for the Lakers radio, helped him set that up. So LeBron puts up his phone. Today, DeAndre, the Kendrick soundtrack. Now, we know that because him and Drake are boys, right? And then Drake took out the LeBron lyrics a couple weeks ago. So they're not like us, DeAndre.
All right. I'm going to make an admission here. And I'm going to sound old.
Here we go.
I heard the Cappy Cast today.
I'm going to sound white.
I heard the Cappy Cast today.
And I can't help who I am. So I'm just going to say something right now. I didn't really get the halftime.
You shouldn't. You're not the
demographic.
It's understandable.
Thank you, Linda.
It's understandable.
No, I didn't get it. And I'll tell you guys a
makes
quick
sense,
story.
though, yeah.
Let me tell you a story. So yesterday, I go to this buddy of mine's house to watch the Super Bowl. And I will say I was probably I would say everybody there was probably somewhere between like 50 to 60-ish, okay?
And white.
And everybody was white, okay? Male,
rich.
male, female.
And rich, right?
Yeah, I would say that the host is a pretty rich guy. He created a shoe brand called Sanuk. Have you ever heard of Sanuk?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
very comfortable.
Yeah, he created that brand. DeAndre's
they're not
looking it up.
listening to Kendrick with Sanuk.
So DeAndre Sanuk, Snuuk, I think is how you spell it.
DeAndre, they're the kind that they wear at OCC, like the Newport kids. those kind of sandals.
They're kind of like flip flops, but covered toed.
They're cool. They're
So
very
this-
comfortable, very beachy.
This buddy of mine, he created this company. He had a Super Bowl party. So I go over there, and I would say maybe if there were 10 people there, that would be like a lot, right?
Yeah.
And yes, demographically, I will tell you, everybody was Caucasian, and everybody was between the ages of probably like 54 to 65. Okay, fine. So this one lady, after the halftime show, a lady I'd never met before, she was getting texts from her son. And her son was telling her, oh, my God, that halftime was so awesome. I loved what Kendrick did to Drake. That was so cool. And she is going, I don't really know what he's talking about. So here's me. I'm Mr. Cool Guy, right? I have to interject.
Wow.
Oh, you don't really understand? Let me explain it to you. So you see, Kendrick, he wrote these diss tracks. So
That's
now
where having kids helps you out, Cappy.
I'm in the position of having to describe what has happened here. So Kendrick,
working with DeAndre gave you street cred.
big time. So Kendrick here, Kendrick wrote these songs and these diss tracks for Drake, and then Drake tried to diss Kendrick back, but Drake's dissing is not very good dissing.
Yeah.
It's bad dissing.
It's not very good dissing.
No, bad dissing.
Let
Very
him go.
bad
Let him go,
dissing.
Liz.
right?
Let him
Not
go.
wilding.
But then you have
Fight
Kendrick.
on.
Kendrick is a good disser. He's a very good disser, right? So then apparently, and here's where things get bad.
Oh boy.
So apparently, I guess Kendrick did a lot of dissing to Drake in his halftime performance.
Correct. Yeah.
But
whole
it started.
stadium had
It started to blow up on social media, and I'm like, okay, I don't really know what we're talking about necessarily because I missed all the references. They all went over my head.
A minor.
I had no idea. So now this is how bad it is. This is how you know that I'm the wrong demographic, right?
Well, yeah, we all are, Cappy.
Right.
This is for DeAndre. Even me at 46 is quite not there, man.
Right. I had to Google what did Kendrick Lamar do
Oh boy.
during the halftime that everybody was buzzing about, right? So, okay, I saw Serena Williams.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually sure it was her, but then all the reports came out it was her. And I guess she's doing like is the dance called the Crip dance?
Crip walking.
Crip walk.
Sea walk. We call it the sea walk.
Oh, that's what we call it?
Yeah,
okay.
the sea walk.
But-
You don't call it, Cappy.
Okay.
You don't do that.
So sea walking. So I guess is
Just
it true?
Serena that was the ex-girlfriend, and she's in there, which is a huge thing.
Okay, so Serena
All of Canada is mad, bro.
Serena dated Drake, is this right?
Yes.
And then she was doing the sea walking, and her doing that during Kendrick's halftime performance is a slap at Drake. Is that right?
Yeah.
In a sense, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She danced it inside of the X that was on the PlayStation controller stage. It was
Cappy-
like a PlayStation
Sorry,
controller.
Liz. Sorry, Liz.
Okay. All
So
right.
she danced it inside of the X. Like, get it? She's
no,
an X.
I didn't.
PlayStation controller, there's an X button.
Okay.
She's the X.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Okay, another thing that Cappy, it just look, Super Bowl halftime shows, you're only going to please half the people half the time. Because if you
If
guys,
that.
if you would have had Paul McCartney out there, me and DeAndre are going, I don't know these songs. Who is this guy? What's going on
Exactly.
here? Right? You go and put Wings out there, all that. Like I'm 46, right? So I kind of know, right? But the young people are gonna be like, okay, yeah, great, okay, cool. You're gonna get that reaction no matter what. Yesterday was a hip hop halftime show, and I know you guys were arguing about it on the Cappy Cast, and boy, that conversation went crazy.
Well, I will tell you though, like I loved Dr. Dre and Snoop, but I'm also like the same age
But they're
as
more
those guys.
mainstream, though.
So I kind of grew up listening to them.
Yeah, but
Like-
Kendrick is you got to be a hardcore fan to really. He's not a lot of his songs.
Or
you're not
under
hearing
the
on
age
radio.
of like 30.
Okay,
Yes.
so
For anybody, like, you saying that you liked like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, like,
they're in their 50s.
right. So if you were in your 20s, then that would be like your Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, so let me just tell you guys. So because I knew Kendrick Lamar was going to be doing the halftime, and because I'm really not that familiar with his work other than we not like us, they not like us, whatever, right? So I went out to run this 10K on Sunday morning, and I went onto Spotify, and I put in like Super Bowl Kendrick Lamar. So I listened for an hour. Unfortunately, it was more than an hour of Kendrick Lamar. And
That's
I say
a lot of Kendrick.
I
man.
say unfortunately because it took me that long to run 6 miles. I
That's
listened
okay.
to-
At least you did it.
I listened to a lot of Kendrick Lamar yesterday.
That's a lot.
And I realized I don't know any of his songs except They Not Like Us.
Yeah, a lot of his songs aren't for you, Cappy. They're not for me. Like you got to be a hardcore fan to get a lot of them because you're not. A lot of his songs don't get played on the radio. They're not the hit songs.
I think that there's a couple songs that you probably
couple,
would
but not
know.
an hour's worth.
Like
for Cappy.
over the course of his,
All right, DeAndre, let me ask you something. If I'm the wrong demographic, if they're not targeting 55-year-old white guys who have 4 kids, all right, and they're trying to target somebody like yourself, mid-20s, African American. Did you get every reference while it was happening?
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was locked into the game itself, so I wasn't really paying attention as much to the halftime performance. I thought it was great, but as far as the little hidden gems that Kendrick was doing throughout his performance, I understand what he was trying to do as far as the diss that has been going on.
He looked into, and anyway, this is way too much Kendrick and Drake reaction here, but yeah, it was a good performance. Is it great? No. Is it for everybody? No. Just like when you have, some country artists, I'm gonna be like, I ain't watching this.
Well, they're trying to grow the game for the younger audience.
It's also Jay-Z's in charge of the entertainment.
There you go. Jay-Z is in charge.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, the NFL has to sign off on all this, and they're like, yeah, we want to bring some, like, the younger generation in to watch the games more, because eventually those people are going to have money, and they're going to be the ones that, they're going to be like, well, we didn't do a good job of recruiting young people to become NFL fans.
All right, so then there's this other thing, like, during the halftime. So, like, okay, is the girl's name SZA? Is that her name?
Yes.
Okay. And she only had, like, a couple of seconds. Like, I was like, I don't know who that is, but she's
featured on one of his songs.
Yeah,
All the stars.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to be at Soul Fight together.
And then what's this dude's name? Mustard?
DJ Mustard.
Yeah,
Okay,
I told you about DJ Mustard, man. Not Dijon, just straight up Mustard.
Cappy, DeAndre, don't you dare tell him about Mustard, because he's going to use it every single day.
Well, I'm going to sound cool that I know who Mustard is.
You should know who Mustard is.
But I didn't know who he was. Like, did I see him on the performance?
No, you don't know him.
What's on there? He bought him out.
But you don't know him, but you know what they
He's
say.
He's like this generation's DJ Khaled. How
We
he's
the
like,
best
DJ
music?
Khaled,
Cappy,
we the
let me-
best.
Cappy,
He
let-
goes
let-
busted on the beat.
Let me tell you this morning on my Grit Cycle, I went to spin this morning in Long Beach. Shout out to Steph at Grit Cycle.
Hey, new year, new you.
Oh, yeah, dude, I'm locked in, bro. Anyways, the song that she came out with, Mustard, just started going on. And everybody in there, young college kids, are like, yeah, right? The couple old people next to me, like the old housewives, are like, huh? What's going on here? That's just what it is. You're never going to find somebody that blends everybody together. You're just not.
They put you on DJ Mustard.
Yeah, you're
Should I
put it in my phone?
Yeah, put Mustard on your phone. And if you see him, you never know. He might be at a Laker game one day. He's like, hey, man, I know you.
Hey, what's up, DJ Mustard?
What's up, Mustard?
What's going on?
Don't say DJ. Don't say DJ.
Just say Mustard.
Oh,
What's
not
going on,
DJ Mustard?
Yeah, just say
Not
Mustard.
DJ Mustard.
No,
You
just
gotta
say, what's
yell
up,
out,
Mustard?
Mustard!
Yeah.
Oh, you got to say it like that?
Mustard.
Okay,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
say like musted.
Oh,
not Mustard.
know?
No.
Right.
See, that's like
Say, what's up, Mustard?
What's up, Mustard? Boy, you spicy. I'll tell you that.
No, don't.
Tell you that, man. You spicy Mustard.
Well, look, hey, Cappy.
I will just tell you, I felt so out of touch. I swear to God, I felt so out of touch
You're not
last
the only
night.
one. It is what it is. You're getting old.
Yeah, but again, I guess if I'm getting old, Snoop's getting old,
Yes,
Dre's
they
getting
all
old.
are.
We're
I
all
mean,
getting
Snoop
old.
is in his 70s, isn't he?
No.
He's in his
Snoop's not in
60s,
his
late
70s.
60s.
Snoop's in his 50s.
I don't know about that.
No, it's true.
Yes.
Snoop's in his 50s.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad then.
He was going to jail in the 90s.
You're right. It's 53. You're right. I thought he was way older than that.
Oh, my God.
He went to school with Cameron Diaz.
I'm thinking of Martha Stewart, I guess, and
Oh,
they're
my
such such good friends.
Cappy, so you want to know where I went yesterday?
Tell me.
Let me name drop since I'm hanging out with Captain right now. So I went to Fluffy's Super Bowl party yesterday.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so he invited Michael Thompson and he invited Sedano. The guys couldn't go, so I went to the Fluffy Super Bowl party yesterday, man. Cool times, and a lot of people in different demographics, different ages.
Yeah.
And there was a divide on who was watching the halftime show.
Okay.
So, like, the people outside were watching, the people inside were like, what is this?
How big was Fluffy's Super Bowl party?
I would say probably about 400 people.
Come on.
Yeah, he did it at his compound in Long Beach, man. It was great. Good setup, like food, drink, everything taken care of. Then afterwards, he had a poker tournament. He's giving away TVs. He was playing Loteria, giving away prizes for that. So it was cool. It was a great event. Michael texted me halfway through that his wife Julie was mad that he didn't take him up on the offer. But, Michael's not going to go anywhere with people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was a great time, great event, man. Let's see, who would have been there that you know?
Well, I know Fluffy.
Yeah, Fluffy. Emilio Rivera, the actor from Mayans.
Okay.
He was there. Jay Hernandez, Latino actor, pretty good. He was there. The Tapatio family was there. The people that own Tapatio.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, we're hooked
Man,
up.
they got to be super rich.
I got news for you.
yeah.
I'm more
They
interested
make
in
one
meeting the
bottle.
Tapatio people than I am into meeting Mustard. I mean, I'm a much bigger fan of that condiment.
All right, let me tell you. So the Tapatio family listens to the station. Shout out to Lou Saavedra. And they have Laker season tickets. I always go and say hello to them, either Lou or his sister Dolores, because every time you see them, they have a little Tapatio bottle that they hand out.
I love Tapatio.
They always hand it out to people when they go to places, so they always have the little Tapatio travel bottle.
Okay,
man.
if I can hook up with them tonight, I'll take a little Tapatio.
Nah, I'm not burning them.
What do you mean?
No, because you're gonna be like, oh, hey, I need this. Hey, I need that. I need the Cappy edition of Tapatio. No, man. You're a man. You're a salsa kind of guy.
Nah, I'm more of a Tapatio kind of guy.
Yeah. So it was a great event, man. It was fun yesterday. A lot of comedians out there. It was good times, man.
Okay, man.
I
yeah.
wish you could have gone with me.
Hey, listen, Fluffy didn't invite me. You know, the Hebrew brother didn't get an invitation.
Oh, there was a lot of Hebrew brothers there.
Oh, there were, huh?
Because he invited a lot of the
agents.
Yeah. Cappy, I legit went there.
Yeah.
Knowing who the names were going to be there.
Yeah.
I legit went in there like, okay, boom, I'm going to get me an acting role, bro. I'm going to do this because my new year, new me. That's why I'm trying to lose the 20 pounds so I can get new headshots. Is my new goal is I want to be a TV character reporter actor. You know, when they're like in the movies.
Yep.
And there's like, oh, there's a car crash. Hey, let's go out to the scene. I want to be that guy. I want to be him. I can be bilingual and I can be like the over-the-top Latino, like, you know, stereotype with like 5 different last names. You know, I want to do that.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do. I want to be like John Beard. Nobody ever knew that John Beard was actually a news anchor from Arrested Development. And, you know, how much money did he make off of that shit?
I don't know, but I want in also.
You want in also?
I do. I want in too.
You're going to play the Latino reporter?
No. I'm going to play me. You play you, and we'll just change our names.
Yeah, so there was a couple agents there, and I was trying to, like, get close to them. Be like, all right, I know that guy's from CAA. I know that guy's from William Morris. I'm like, let me try to get in that area right there. Yeah, Cappy. I'm acting like you now.
I love it.
I'm trying to like find something because I'm gonna get fired eventually, so I got to find new jobs.
Right, I know. That's you gotta have jobs in waiting.
Speaking
while you
of
have
jobs in waiting, when am I on the Cappy Cast, bro? Mondays.
I think tomorrow would be
me
great.
too, man. I've been waiting.
Okay, I want all you guys on the Cappy
Yeah,
Cast.
me and DeAndre tomorrow. Tell the other guys to take a hike for tomorrow.
It's amazing. Beto thinks that my Mexican guy and my black guy needs to be replaced by another Mexican guy and another black guy.
No, not replaced. Just for one day. We don't want to work every day. Come on now.
Okay, I got you. I feel you.
DeAndre, you down?
Why not? Yeah.
All right, Cappy, tell those guys to be gone.
Yeah.
Tell
wow,
the Kid
be
Rock.
gone.
Yeah.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you on as a guest first. Yeah.
All right, that'll work.
Yeah, it will.
What time tomorrow, Cappy?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We will figure it all out.
But yeah, back to your question. What's it like inside the scene?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's cool when you see when the Lakers have the giveaways that every single chair has the shirt. So even if you look into the 300s, and Michael's got like 4 T-shirts, and he's just going up and down the media section, taking them all away. Look, he's just putting them in his bag.
Well, that's my
right now.
question. How am I going to get one of these Luka T-shirts
Hey,
tonight?
that shirt's for Kaplan. No, it's not.
Yeah, Michael, no, it's not. Hey, Michael, that is for row K, seat 1, 2, 3, and 4. These people are going to have no shirts because you took them.
No. He took the one from the media section. And normally we don't ever get anything here in the media section. So tonight they're making sure they have it. And also, Cappy, word is that Dirk Nowitzki might be making an appearance here today.
That's floating around there on social media right now also.
Mark Stein reported that, so that's pretty good.
Cap, I'm sure that you could get a T-shirt if you ask around for one.
Well, no, you got to get it in your. If you're going to the suite, they're going to be up there.
Okay, well, I'm going to get there early.
Actually, hold on. Let me look into the ESPN suite. I can see from right here.
I got to tell you, I'm freaking starving right now, so I got to get over there. I mean, got to check out the the media dining hall.
No, you don't.
No, not good. Have you already been there?
Better get some Uncrustables.
I know, Uncrustables.
Those are gone already.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Man.
Dude, I will say, DeAndre set me straight. The grape ones are better than the strawberry ones.
Right.
I know that's a controversial political
No, it's
statement.
not. I don't know a single person who thinks the strawberry ones are better.
No,
the grape is jamming.
He said the grape is better than
No, I
strawberry.
did. The grape is better.
I'm sorry. I'm saying I don't know anybody who thinks the strawberry ones are better.
Well, I'm just saying this. Like, if you gave me the choice between grape jelly and strawberry jelly, I would take strawberry jelly.
Ew,
But
why, though?
But I love strawberry
60.
jelly.
Ugh.
He grew up on Smuckers.
Yeah, I
That's
love
why.
it.
Yeah.
I do.
Cappy, there's Luka Doncic T-shirts in the ESPN suite. I'm like counting 9 of them. No, 10 of them right now.
Oh, yeah, you're not getting one.
No, I'm going to get there before everybody else.
Okay, you better get going.
Yeah. All right, stick around. Beto is already there. Look at him with his binoculars. Beto is inside Crypto.com. Tonight is the debut of Luka. Big Deal or No Deal is coming up next. And I actually still have something. I would actually really still like to talk about Anthony Davis because we haven't gotten there yet today. So I want to get there. Stick around. This is Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. after Greeny.
The Lakers throttled the Clippers. They throttled the Knicks. They throttled the Celtics. They're doing it not just because LeBron is out of his mind again, which he is, not just because Luka is going to come here and add an offensive level that they, will certainly take advantage of.
Can't wait to see.
They're rebounding and playing defense, and they're flying around.
This is our normal reaction to Laker basketball. We just forgot for a while.
Years.
Usually you watch this team and have a level of excitement. It's fun to watch them. It used to be fun to watch them. The last couple of years,
it's been a minute.
It's been a minute that we forgot how to really appreciate what we're seeing. And that's the thing. Are you going to go ahead and put a ring on it? But, are you going to trust what you're seeing is not just a fluke, not just a streak? Or is this what this team is?
I'm starting to think it might be what they are.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Looking to enhance your home with the latest in audio, video, and smart home technology? Don't go anywhere else but Mir Audio Video in Westwood. For over 40 years, Mir has specialized in all things smart home solution with companies like Lutron and Crestron. For innovation, reliability, do what we do. Choose Mir Audio Video. In light of the recent fires in L.A., Mir is here to assist, providing guidance to your insurance company as needed. Visit MirAudioVideo.com or call 310-234-4010 today.
This February, the Genesis Invitational heads to Torrey Pines in San Diego. Be there when moments become legendary. The roars echo through the trees, and champions rise. The Genesis Invitational welcomes the world's best golfers, including Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, and more to Torrey Pines February 13th through 16th for the Genesis Invitational. This is where legends are made. Get your tickets today at genesisinvitational.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Sedano and Cap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN. It's 6:30 p.m. Big deal or no deal. Take it away, Sedano.
No Sedano. He's already over at Crypto.com. Luka's debut tonight. Looks like all the stars are going to be out. And here's Lindsay Baseball with Big Deal or No Deal as we get ready for pregame with Beto. Is Beto sticking around?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I ain't going
good.
nowhere, baby.
Beautiful. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Gabby.
Hi.
So, my first big deal or no deal. I find it myself to be a big deal when over the weekend I went to buy myself some eggs at the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Paid about $15 for a dozen eggs.
Get out.
Not only that, no, seriously, $15. They were $14.99, right?
Get out of here.
Yeah, isn't
were
that
they
crazy?
like all organic, like AAA, whatever?
No, they were the least expensive dozen of eggs.
No
were
way.
$14.99, just regular old basic eggs, right?
Damn.
So Trader Joe's, not only are these prices crazy,
Remember,
but
you don't pronounce the J.
that's right. Trader Joe's is putting a limit on customers, 1 dozen per customer.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask you guys, the fact that I know that there's a bird flu outbreak among the eggs with the farmers, and I guess that's why there's an egg shortage right now, hence the prices being so high. So I want to ask you guys, is the rocket sky-high price of eggs and the fact that now stores are limiting people from buying only 1 dozen per customer, is that a big deal or no deal for you, Cappy?
For me, it's not a big deal. I have 2 dozen eggs in my refrigerator right now that I've been hoarding eggs over the last couple of weeks.
It's past the limit.
How long do eggs last? Like
2 weeks, maybe?
Do they?
I think.
last
About
time?
2-3.
Yeah. So I did hear this story that like egg prices were going through the roof, and so every time I've been to the store, I've just been buying a dozen eggs. I don't remember them being like being gouged for the price of eggs. I don't feel like they were out of line with what they normally are. So I've got 2 dozen eggs in my refrigerator. My issue is I don't ever eat breakfast. What I mean by that is like I always have a smoothie. So DeAndre, this is you'd love this smoothie, by the way. Almond milk.
Okay.
Protein powder.
All right.
Creatine powder.
Ooh.
Athletic greens.
Ooh.
A dollop of vitamin D.
A dollop?
Oh, yeah. Then, like, all kinds of, like, frozen fruit and spinach and everything. And then I mix it all, some almond butter, a banana. I mean, I put it all, a lot of calories in the post-workout shake. The problem is that the Athletic Greens has this probiotic in it. That's why I can't wear those new white Skims underpants that I got, because it got me today. You know? Had to change my underpants.
Beto, how about you? Is the egg cost and shortage a big deal for you?
This is kind of like during the pandemic when everybody was loading up on all the supplies, right?
Toilet paper.
I've never heard of so many people all of a sudden say they eat eggs, right? I thought eggs were bad for us. We're not supposed to have eggs because of cholesterol.
You don't think that many people eat eggs? Like, my mom's one of those people where, like, she eats, or, like, my nephew, he's a growing boy, he's 13. Like, they both have, like, an egg. Like, that's part of their breakfast every day.
No, Again, I don't talk to that many people anyways, but I never heard anybody like say, oh, I need eggs, right? And then it's like, okay, don't eat the yolk. It's bad for you, right? Then all of a sudden, like, one thing happens and everybody's loading up on eggs. Like, you guys love eggs that much?
You know what? It's funny. I kind of understand what Beto is saying because I went to Trader Joe's last week and
you don't pronounce the J.
My fault.
Yes, you do, DeAndre. Keep your job.
I went to Trader. You know what?
Jose's.
And I went to the aisle and I was like, damn. Where all the eggs at? Literally, the whole rack was gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not to the point where people should be going and taking 3 or 4, cartons a day. It's not that serious.
I don't think that's what's happening. I think what's happening is that there's generally not a lot of stock of eggs, and so even though people can only buy one, they're running out. They're running out. Yes, because all the chickens have bird flu, and so there's like having to, they're not going to be. What's a lack of a better term? Those chickens are going to be out of the equation as far as the farmers are concerned.
But not enough to be buying 5, 6 and loading up.
No. I'm not saying.
Hey, come down to the barrio, man. There's a couple of chickens running around, some eggs in the backyard.
What I'm saying, DeAndre, is I don't think that's what's happening. I think what's happening is they're putting out what they have on the shelves. People are, even if you're just buying your regular 1 dozen of eggs, once they're gone, and you can't replenish the supply.
So I always eat, I don't, like I said, I don't really make eggs for breakfast at my house in the morning because I always have the same smoothie every day. But like when I stay at the East Central, like I'm going to tonight, the next morning, I always order like eggs and bacon. So are they not going to have eggs for me tomorrow at the East Central?
I think they might just be expensive. It's funny because my mom back in January was complaining about the eggs being $4.99.
Cappy, your president's supposed to fix this, right?
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to fix that.
Jeez.
My president, I remember DeAndre saying that the only issue that he voted for was the cost of milk.
I don't eat no milk. He's almond milk.
All right, guys, so next one here really quick.
Yes.
Over the weekend, Jay Glazer reported that the Jets do not plan to bring back Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback for next season. I guess Aaron Rodgers flew out there only for them to say, like, hey, man, it's been fun, but, like, we're going to move on and go in a different direction next year for our quarterback. So I guess that means that Aaron Rodgers probably still wants to play since he flew all the way out there to meet with them, and the Jets don't want him anymore. So do you guys think the fact that they were the only team that did take a chance on him a couple years ago is now the team that no longer wants his services? Do you think the fact that he's a free agent and doesn't have a team right now is a big deal or no deal? Beto, you go first.
I'm going to go no deal. This is an example of you can't perform, they're not going to deal with your headaches. All the stuff that you bring off the field, all that ayahuasca, all that not going to the training camp or not doing whatever, you do your own thing. It's great when you're throwing dimes and you're throwing touchdowns and you're performing and you're winning playoff games. If you suck, you suck, and they're not going to deal with it. So it's not a big deal. Move on.
I agree with Beto. I don't think it's a big deal at all. I think that we all saw what happened to Aaron Rodgers. He played 3 plays and tore his Achilles. And then the following year, which was this past season, he didn't want to be bothered with the offseason workouts. They did everything they could to accommodate him. They gave him his offensive coordinator, then they fired his offensive coordinator. They went out and got his favorite wide receiver, and that really didn't do very much for them. I mean, they really handed off their organization to him until they fired all their coaches. Then they went out and hired a new coach who's more of a defensive-minded guy, and nobody wants to deal with a 40-plus-year-old guy coming off an Achilles surgery who isn't really engaged in the organization. I will say this, though. I don't think it's over for Aaron Rodgers. In other words, if he wants to play, it wouldn't surprise me if there is a job out there for him. Somebody who needs a Band-Aid.
A starting job?
Yeah, like the Raiders.
Or the Browns.
Seriously, like the Raiders. I look at the Raiders and I go, hey, listen.
Nah, man. The Raiders have been so toxic. That's the last thing you need is that guy.
All I'm saying is, though, is that if you, and I'm just using them as an example.
Yeah, I get you.
If you need a starting quarterback to Band-Aid, who would you rather have, Jacoby Brissett or Aaron Rodgers?
Give me Jacoby Brissett because less headache.
Yeah, but can't play as well. And by the way, it's not like
Way
Aaron
lower
Rodgers is
ceiling.
playing that well.
Way lower ceiling.
Aaron's what, 42 now?
I think he's 41.
And he's a jerk, man. I don't want him around that.
No, I don't disagree with that part of it at all. That's why I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
Hey, by the way, he may have talked his way out of playing.
You think?
Like, in other words, he's become so toxic, and he's played so poorly that there are teams may be like, I don't want to play it.
There's a reason certain guys stick around for so long on certain teams and certain sports because they're good team guys, right? Good glue guys. And then if you're a jerk, you're a jerk. You're not going to deal with it.
Not to like go defend Aaron Rodgers, but after watching his documentary, the way that he tells the story is that he was told by the Jets, like, hey, we want to bring you back. Like, you know, let's talk when you get back from your trip or whatever. And he said by the time he got back from his darkness retreat that they had already decided, you know, like, hey.
But that's a documentary that he produced?
Trust me when I tell you. You're right. Let me tell you something right now. Best thing that could happen to both parties is that they leave each other. Because the Jets are a mess.
Yeah.
They have been for a really long time, and not even Aaron Rodgers could save them.
Okay, that's it for Big Deal or No Deal.
Hey, quick reminder that the PGA Tour is heading back to Torrey Pines for the 2025 Genesis Invitational. Want you to listen all week to Travis and DeMarco for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to the signature event. Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, and so many more stars of the PGA Tour. You can get your tickets today at genesisinvitational.com, but you can listen to Travis and DeMarco all week and win them.
Hey, King.
I know you want to come down on Sunday, right?
Sunday, King.
Shouldn't be that hard. I mean, we've got the tickets here at the station.
Yeah, but those are for the listeners, bro.
Well, I got to score a couple myself. I need a few.
Come on, King. Let me sleep over on Sunday.
Oh, you can sleep over all you want.
Monday's a holiday. Let's go.
Dude, I told you. My house is your house anytime.
Let's go.
Mi casa, su casa,
hey,
brother.
Dalton Connect out here. It's so weird.
It is weird that Dalton Connect is back. So, I mean, him and Cam Reddish, I mean, think about that. Hey, trading you. Sorry, guys. See you later. And then all of a sudden it doesn't work out. It's like, hey, guys, you're back. Okay, get ready to play.
It's just welcome to the NBA. It's the business, right?
Yep.
Don't ever take anything personal.
Exactly. It's always business.
Yeah, Johnny Juzang, UCLA. He's out here on the court right now.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, we got a saxophonist playing
the national anthem by a saxophonist.
Yeah, a little rehearsal right now.
Okay. All right, cool. Hey, let me tell everybody about Real Father's Rights for just 1 second. You know, fathers are essential to a child's well-being. That we all understand. However, a lot of times when it comes to child custody cases and disputes, the legal system will favor the female, oftentimes unfairly, over the male. Real Father's Rights is here to help fathers fight for their rights. Real Father's Rights, fighting for dads, scoring for kids. You've met Mark Reel before. You've heard the spots where I talk to Mark Reel about these sorts of things. Listen, if you are a dad feeling sidelined in your child's life, you got to get the justice you deserve. Real Father's Rights is here to help. Real Father's Rights, they help dads navigate family court, whether it's child custody, child support, divorce, domestic violence, God forbid, restraining orders. They can help. And they service all throughout Southern California, whether it's L.A., Orange County, the Inland Empire, San Diego. They can help no matter where you are in Southern California. Here's what you need to do. Guys, if you're in this situation, you need to call Mark Reel at Real Father's Rights. Here's the phone number. It's just for ESPN 710 listeners, 833-ESPN 710. Pretty simple. 833-ESPN 710. We also have a brand new website, rfr710.com, like Real Father's Rights, rfr710.com.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons, and we want to buy your house.
If you're considering selling your home for any reason, let Seller's Advantage show you a better way to sell your home.
With no agent fees, no commissions, no hassles, and no repairs.
Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days. We don't just promise more, we deliver a much better customer experience.
Check out our Google reviews and see how.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com for free, no obligation cash offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
sure your ride is at its best. Oil changes, wiper blades, and more. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, skip agents, commissions, and costly repairs. Get a fair, competitive cash offer without worrying about the details falling through. Chris Chavez, a real customer, says, quote, Seller's Advantage offered me more than I expected. The process was fast, easy, and much better than using a realtor. End quote. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey, it's Travis.
And DeMarco with some important information. The Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation provides vital equipment and funds programs that help LAFD save lives and protect communities.
You can support your Los Angeles firefighters by donating today at supportlafd.org/give. Again, that's supportlafd.org/give or text LAFD to 24-365.
Thank you and stay safe.
This Black History Month, National University honors those who have broken barriers and paved the way for future generations. If you're a parent and a professional, a dreamer and a doer, NU is here to support you with flexible online classes and career-focused resources, so you can earn your degree while balancing work, family, and everything in between. Visit nu.edu to learn more. That's nu.edu.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Texting enrolls you in a reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Testosterone, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HIM to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text HIM to 321-321. That's HIM to 321-321.
That is our final segment, music, here on Sedano and Cap, the Monday after the Super Bowl. But I really think that the Luka story here in LA certainly is much bigger than a blowout yesterday. Sucker.
Yeah.
Hit it.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Hit it.
Man, you put on that Callaway sweatshirt and you're good, baby.
Yeah.
Man.
I know. Feeling pretty good tonight. I'm
You're
really
on
excited
fire,
about this
bro.
game tonight.
You're on fire.
Yeah, Beto's already over there. Beto's got the pregame coming up here at the top of the hour. I'm excited about tonight's game. I feel like this is, like
oh,
when
wow. Mark Cates, Kobe Walsh, all our sales. Oh, man. All our marketing.
Really?
Oh, man.
Marketing
everybody.
consultants already in the house?
Hey, do not steal the T-shirts up there.
Yeah.
Cappy wants a T-shirt.
Right.
He needs 6.
I'll take 1.
He said to Venmo. Mark Cates said, forget you, Cappy. You ain't getting nothing, sucker.
It's great. Hey, it's time for the dealer's choice, and it's the real deal brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Hey, if you want to sell your house, before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They're going to buy it with an as-is competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. You don't have to paint. You don't have to clean. You don't have to stage. You don't have to have open houses. You don't have to worry about deals falling through. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer, or you can visit sellersadvantage.com. Beto?
What's happening?
The honors belong to you tonight should you want them.
Oh, absolutely. All right, so a couple things for this dealer's choice, right? First, if you saw my Instagram yesterday, I was inspired by you, Cappy. So I went for a 3-mile run yesterday, a little 5K for you.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do the Redondo Beach Super Bowl 10K, but I'm not in shape for 6 miles. I ain't super like you, so I only did 3, right?
Yep.
Great job by you. Kudos for raising money for those affected by the fires here at the station, man. Like, you don't understand how important that is, what you just did, Cappy. And I know, goodness of your heart, you're a great man, man. You really are super sweet. As much trash that I gave you a lot, but you are fantastic. So afterwards, when I was running, I'm like, man, who am I going to bet on, right? 1.5 spread. So I said, you know what? I'm going to bet the Eagles. And I did it on my Instagram story. And I said, the reason is for DeAndre Hopkins. That's right. For McManaman. For Mike Trout. For Mark Gubaza. Fly, Eagle, fly. And I wore a T-shirt that said drinkers from a bar in Philadelphia that I don't know how I ended up with. And we made some money yesterday. So we gonna sizzler. We gonna sizzler. And then Cappy and Price Picks, I was getting crushed in the first half. So what I do? Second half, we gonna sizzler. We all right. We all right. We'll take care of that. But also, shout out to this man of yours, a big fan, Dead Meow. That kid is a hard worker, Cappy. He gets up at 6 in the morning, and he's in there trying to troll every single show you could possibly think of. You know the dedication it takes for you to go to multiple sports talk radio shows and have the same kind of comments over and over and over, and you're talking to yourself, and the persistence to do it morning to night to the Lakers postgame show. Shout out to you, Dad, for keep trying out there, kid.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the perseverance from the youngsters.
No, I do too. I mean, I think Dead Meow should be inspired by Jalen Hurts. I mean, I talked about it earlier, the perseverance that it takes to get over the humiliation. And if you're Dead Meow and you're in every single YouTube chat, you just want, hey, pay attention to me.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
Hey. That's it. So shout out to that guy. But no, in all seriously, shout out to everybody in the YouTube chat that stays with us all day long. We appreciate you guys as always, man.
Yeah, so I here's what I did.
Especially my boy $7 You know, he's a strawberry farm owner in the 805. He owns a strawberry farm. He's a rich guy.
Shout out to $7
Yeah.
I will just say this. I did run that 10K yesterday. I was not in shape for it. I am hurting today. Beto, now I'm thinking about running the Rock and Roll Half Marathon in Las Vegas.
Don't do it.
In next Friday.
Why?
Not this Friday, next Friday.
That's a half marathon. That's stupid, Cappy.
I know, but it's
you're
like,
not in shape for it.
I know I'm not in shape for it, but it's still it can be done.
What you did yesterday, you have to do double.
Yeah, no, I could do that.
You're in shape, Cap. You got it. It's a mindset thing.
Yeah,
you got it. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind.
DeAndre,
It's all in the mind.
No. That mind is mush right now. No, don't do it, Cappy. You're not ready for it.
You tell yourself leading up to that that half marathon, you said, you know what, I got this.
Oh, I got it. No
all
problem.
These doubters, all these haters,
Cappy,
flush them down.
You've done Ironman. It's in your bio, Kona, all that stuff, right? You're not him anymore. As the kids say, you're him. You're not him. Okay?
I still think I'm him.
No, that's the problem. You know what you are? You're Aaron Rodgers. You think you're him, and you're not. Now nobody wants you.
Wow.
Yes. So do it.
All right, I got to try it. Yeah, I got to try it. Thank you to Lindsay Baseball. Amazing work today. Appreciate you. Outstanding work, and congratulations, your team, world champions.
Let me hear you all say ELGSES, Eagles!
Hey, let's see what happens tonight with Luka and the Lakers, and we are